Facebook.
I know. It's. I mean, a lot of people do it for shows, like concerts and shit.
Yeah.
I saw one.
Or doing their makeup.
I've never seen that. I cannot say I've seen that.
Really?
Like
I scroll on Facebook all the time. It's like, here's me getting ready for work. And it's like,
someone you know?
Just people.
Oh.
I have a lot of Facebook friends.
Yeah. I just got up to 1,000 the other day, or a couple weeks ago.
I'm at like 3,000.
Oh, fuck.
2,000 something.
Did you go to Fondy?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 1 year.
Where?
I went to Springs for 3 years.
Oh, okay. So
that was awesome.
You knew Rams?
Or yeah, I know. I knew.
Like Springer.
When I used to go to when Margell's had a lot of shows and stuff, I don't really know him, but I know.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yeah, I met him back in like 2008, 2009, and like his Tangled and Clockwork band.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. That's what got me into hardcore music. And I don't know if you watched the podcast, but I actually talked a lot.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, that's okay. I don't expect everybody to watch all these. I just do them for fun. If someone likes them, if they like it, that's fine with me. But we talked a lot about the Margell days and the community church days and shit.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah, and like it's gone. It's definitely done. Trevor from Public Muffins, I just ran into him again and reintroduced myself. I'm like, I used to come watch your shows all the time. We had a class together at UW Fondy and shit. He goes, oh, I remember you. It's like, you were always just there. You weren't in bands, but you were always there. And I'm like, yeah you got to have a crowd.
Too, and I was just there.
Yeah, you were in, were you into Set Ablaze or the other one? Okay.
I was in Set Ablaze for a while.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long.
It
was a blur.
That was right before I started hanging out with Shane. Okay. I've known Shane since like 2011, 12. But I remember going to the Shack and seeing it Ryan on his birthday when he played at the Shack. And he was like on his dad's shoulders singing.
Yep, I remember.
I took a couple pictures of that. Yeah, it was
Did you go to the Battle of the Bands there?
No. No.
So Mike's Music put on a Battle of Bands at the Shack. And we, I don't know why we were in it, but we were like the only metal-ish band. The Alloy Plot played, but they're more like alt rock, whatever. And but then like 3 of the bands were like kids, and one was like a School of Rock type deal, where it's like some music teacher and like a bunch of middle school and elementary school kids. So all their parents were sitting out there, and then we get up, and then we did our sound check, and they're like, "Time to go," and they left. Yeah, it was pretty good stuff.
You lost half your audience, but only the real.
We took like second though.
Oh, really? Did you lose to them?
I don't remember who we lost to, but the first prize was like opening for Vic Ferrari or something. So it's like, we don't want to win this because I don't want to get hit with beer bottles.
So you wanted to take second. So that was your first.
The second was our first. We won.
Yeah.
We won.
Because anything higher, you wouldn't have been having to open for fucking Vic Ferrari. Yeah. I know what they are.
I mean, I'm not nothing against Vic Ferrari, but
yeah, they're
a deathcore band opening for Vic Ferrari probably wouldn't go well.
They'd probably just pay you off and say, "Listen, we're gonna get somebody else to play covers. Can you not open for us?"
But we were supposed to. The second prize was like, I got a bunch of T-shirts, and then we were supposed to get, I think, some studio time with the dude from Verona Grove.
Oh, I remember that.
I think that was like the prize. We never. I don't think we ever got it. I don't know.
Because Shane, I've asked Shane about like his band days and stuff, because he said that he left because he just didn't want to do it anymore, really, and it just kind of fell apart. But I don't know the whole history. But he said like the next step would be to go on tour. Mm-hmm. And I heard you guys even booked a show in like South or North Carolina.
Yeah, so that was right before I joined, because I originally joined playing bass, but right before I joined, I was going to go with them as North Carolina, I think, which is where the label we were signed with was. And then Ryan had managed to get somebody who was going to let us stay at their house or something, and that fell through. So we all just went up. Well, everybody except for Ryan, I think we just went up Jared's cabin and shot guns and stuff. It was a good time, but that band had some problems, to say the least.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to talk about them? You don't have
to.
Look,
I'll dig into it a little bit.
Sure.
I'll dish the dirt. Nobody got along.
Now remember.
Oh, I know we're
all kinds of people.
I know Shane's probably watching that.
That's not true. Yeah, that is inaccurate. That also is inaccurate. So like, there are people watching this.
There's always a delay on this. Yeah. We both agree on this now, and looking back on it, it was stupid. Me and Shane didn't get along, which is why I left the band. I was forced to leave the band. that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, and it was just a lot of, and then like the whole touring thing. It was like some people wanted to put money in to tour, and I was like, I'll put money in if we want to go places. But then some people didn't. Some people want to focus more on record. It was just it was a whole weird thing. Nobody really agreed on what to do. And I was kind of like the guy who joined last. So I don't think I really mattered.
You got the least amount of input.
Yeah. Which is whatever. I mean, and plus I'm the least musically experienced. Like I didn't write anything. I was just playing the songs they wrote with them. So yeah, I was kind of just a fill-in anyway, which is fine.
You got to start somewhere. I mean,
yeah, it was fun. I mean, playing shows is probably still one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. And the most fun.
I played guitar for a little bit, but I never played a show, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I just play for fun, but like Shane actually, like, he is probably talking about this. Hey Tracy. Sometimes we gotta acknowledge the comments.
Yeah. Hey Tracy, what's up?
That is a relative of Gutierrez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shane actually was the guy, like, you asked way a long time ago to come on here, and I had you in line. I just try to have everybody in line. Like, I try to do them in order that they ask. But Shane was, like, always talking, like, dude, you got to have BJ on. Like, he won't argue you. He'll debate you if you have a differing opinion. And it's like, I don't read all the comments you post on your post. I don't read many because I stay off the news feed.
Yeah.
But like, you seem like a pretty level-headed dude, so I was like, I'm excited. Yeah, no, I get it. Like
sometimes, like I try to stay as civil as possible, but on Facebook that gets hard because you'll be like, oh well, like yesterday I was obviously guns have been a topic lately. I was like, this because somebody said something like, well, in Ohio I had to go through this, this, and this, as if that applies to everybody. I'm like, well, in Wisconsin, when I was 12 years old, I took hunter safety. I can send in $40 right now and get a concealed carry permit. That's all I have to do. And they're like, you're full of shit. I'm like, here's the government website that lists the, like, and they're like, well, I'm going to, and then they just got all like, you're ignorant, blah, blah. And it's like, now I have to respond on the same level as you because you're not going to understand. Like, I don't know. People are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I've definitely, like, especially during the election, I stayed off the news feed as much as possible. And I've noticed I've been a lot less frustrated just in general if you stay off the news feed. But, like, if you're bored as shit, like, it's entertaining. You come across a bunch of cool shit that you see, and then all of a sudden something pops up, political or, like, something that gets your blood boiling. You're like, oh, shit, gotta put more shit in here.
Yeah.
I tell people stay off the newsfeed as much as possible, and like, trust me, it definitely works.
Yeah, I try to do that, but then it's like, when something like this happens and some douchebag goes and kills 17 kids, it's like every post on Facebook is something about this, and then usually I try to surround myself with people I agree with because it just makes life easier.
Yep.
But then it's like I come across something I disagree with, it's like I can't just leave this alone. I have to say something. It takes up way too much of my time.
Yeah, exactly. Like the eating up of just your stress and the stress eating at you, and then the eating up of your time. It's just, to me, it's just not worth it. Because I have over the years just stayed completely like neutral when it comes to stuff. I do lean slightly to the right on most shit, but coming from what just happened on, was it Thursday? Or Wednesday or Thursday?
No.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I heard about it, I think, Thursday morning. No. Yeah, Thursday, early morning. I remember seeing, like, the first reports of it. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, and someone posted a picture of, it was the cycle of America. And
I shared that, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw a lot of people share it, and it was, the top one is shooting/tragedy, whatever. Cries for help and change and reform.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. Forget about it. Go back to the
repeat. Yeah, it was more than that, but like, that's it simplified. And I was like, the worst thing is, like, that's what's gonna happen. That's
what happens every time.
That's what happened during the club shooting in Florida. Remember that?
Yep.
That gay club that got shot up.
Sandy Hook,
Aurora.
It's just,
well, I think Aurora got a lot more attention than all of them. Did you notice that? I think it did.
I don't know. I think Sandy Hook is probably the biggest one because of how young the kids were.
Yeah.
But that one's, of course, surrounded with a billion conspiracy theories,
Yeah,
which are,
what the fuck?
no offense,
dude?
insane.
Yeah.
But it,
I heard I heard all kinds of shit about the Mandalay Bay shooting, that they had knowledge of him already up there, that there may have been a second shooter. There's a video that someone posted, and it was really hard if they faked. I don't know if they faked this or not with the technology we have now, but like there's a video of like everybody sprinting in different directions, and they show like this National Guard guy walking around with an assault rifle, like waving everybody through, and then all of a sudden he goes on his knees and starts firing into the crowd. But then the camera cuts away, and it's like you have no idea what the hell that was.
If it was even from that,
it could have been something totally different. Yeah, exactly. And like that's I wanted to ask you that. The ability, there's ability to Photoshop movies. There's ability to edit shit really well now.
Well, the weird thing is, I don't know if you've seen this. I think it came out last year. It was announced. Adobe actually is making software that you can basically Photoshop voices.
Yes, I saw that on Joe Rogan. They had Obama saying shit that he's never said before,
which is crazy. It's cool because I love technology. I love advancements in tech, but it's like, dude, what are you doing?
We're getting way past what we should have. Yeah, like making a bionic arm for somebody that got their arm lopped off in an accident, that's one thing. But like doing shit like that, and suddenly we're going to see all kinds of shit.
Which, I mean, that has its purpose. I mean, like, I'm sure 10 years ago, people were like, oh, you're going to make 3D models of human beings that are like, that you can CGI them. But it's like, well, look at Star Wars. They use Princess Leia. She's dead.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe in 10 years, they'll be able to, oh, this actor died mid-movie production. We can just kind of fake the voice a little bit.
Yep.
But then it's like, they could also make a voice clip of Barack Obama saying, I'm a terrorist, blah, 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 blah.
I am the Antichrist, as you thought.
My fellow Americans.
I'm
going to kill you all.
I was sucked off in the Oval Office, and now I'm saying it. Remind me to ask you about Star Wars after this, because I figured like
I'll talk about Star Wars any day of the week.
Good, because I do want to finish talking about Florida though. I don't want to finish. I want to like expand on it because like you post a lot of stuff. It's a very big topic. Yeah, you post a lot of stuff, and like I don't have a counterclaim to it. Yeah, there we are.
I just thought somebody said something was
I glance at it every now and then. My whole life I was taught like the guns are not the fucking problem. It's the people and these fuckheads that are ruining it for everybody. But over the years, I'm just like, that's true, but there's gotta be that you have to do something because did they ever talk about how the kid got what did he use, by the way?
He used an AR-15, which is pretty much used by every mass shooter.
Okay.
Because it looks badass, so it gives you a power. It gives you that, when you're holding a gun that looks badass, it makes you feel badass. Not to mention, it's more easy to modify, more easy to get attachments for, et cetera, et cetera. It's a super standard. It uses, I don't remember what kind of ammo it uses, but super, common, easy to get. Everything about it's easy, and everybody's like, "Oh, they could do that with a hunting rifle too." It's like, yeah, but a wooden hunting rifle that generally people don't have huge clips for and doesn't have rails on it. You could buy rails and screw them in and do all that stuff for attach, but nobody does that. But then it's a mess. Yeah. But the point, you said that guns, y'all grew up thinking guns aren't the issue, it's the people, which is technically true. I grew up in a super conservative family that loves guns. My dad has we counted one time, he has 40 something guns. It's all hunting rifles and shotguns, because my family's always gone to Wings Over Wisconsin dinners and stuff where they just get guns out all the time.
Ducks Unlimited.
Yeah, Ducks Unlimited, all that stuff. So it's all hunting stuff. He doesn't have any assault rifles, or I think he has 2 handguns. But the gun itself technically isn't the problem, but neither is a nuclear warhead. Neither is a tank, neither is an RPG. Like, just don't let crazy people get to stuff, and you won't have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, well, they'll just get it on the black market. And it's, do you ever watch Jim Jeffries, the comedian?
Yeah.
Which I know he's a comedian. Oh, don't get political stuff from a comedian. But he's from Australia. He's like, we banned guns after our mass shootings.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have this problem as much anymore. And an AR-15 on the black market is like $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to go spend $25 grand to shoot up a school.
Yeah.
It's like that old kid, not Kid Rock, Chris Rock bit.
Yeah.
Where he's like, if you make ammo cost $5,000 a round or
They'll
whatever,
dig the bullet out of the guy and use it again. Yeah. They'll
which
be really
is true.
careful.
I mean, as much as like, yeah, the Second Amendment. Well, at some point you got to draw a line. When they made the Second Amendment, it was about muskets and things that reload at like you can shoot once per minute or twice per minute, depending on how fast
if you're fast. Yeah.
If you're really fast. Now you can shoot 50 times in a minute and not have to reload because you can get a big ass drum mag and not have to reload for 5 minutes. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that the Chris Rock's got a bit. It's not. I don't think it's connected to that. It might have been during like his anti-government speech, spiel or whatever, where he goes, "It's like you think the government cares about you? They don't give a fuck about you. They sell guns at Walmart,
Yeah,
and they do. I look past them every time. It's in a revolving case.
yeah,
like they're on
with
display.
like nice lights in it,
Yeah,
and
with kids. There's pink ones now. There's pink 22s. Like,
I mean,
little
which
girls,
okay, like whatever you want to give your kid 22 to take to the range, practice for hunting, whatever. I'm fine with like hunting, even sport shooting. Like if you want to own an AR-15 for shooting for sport, fine. Go through a better background check because all the information on background checks now is voluntary by law enforcement. They don't have to put anything in there. So you could, and like if you have a history of domestic abuse, it doesn't disqualify you from owning a gun, which is ridiculous. Go through a better background check, fix the system, have longer waiting periods, and mental health screening. Then you can own your gun.
Yeah,
that's what Japan does. They have like 8 gun deaths a year, and they pretty much have like old ass looking rifles. I saw a video of a gun store, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you have to go through all these forms, and these are the guns we sell."
Yeah,
you're not going to get an assault rifle there unless you steal it from. And I'm just keep jumping from topic to topic.
It's all right. You're staying in the realm.
And then everyone's like, well, you got to arm the teachers. Okay, A, that's not their job to shoot people or be shot at. So fix the problem before it gets to that point. B, who's going to finance that? Because we don't pay for their books and they have to pay out of pocket for so many things now. It's ridiculous. And C, what was point C? I can't even remember. It's not their job, is the bottom line. I can't remember what else I was going to say.
It's all right. Those are good points, though. Don't they have metal detectors like
some schools
in inner city, like rough, like Chicago or Milwaukee neighborhoods? And you walk through, you got to get scanned. But how many kids go to these freaking schools? How long are you going to take? You're going to take like half the day to scan everything in the backpacks. You find out it's like another cell phone or some shit. And
then on top of that, you're compounding the problem with the way you treat people is the way that they feel they are. So it's kind of like the Ferguson riots and all that stuff. It's like, well, if somebody's protesting peacefully and you send out the National Guard with assault rifles, mace, pepper spray, shields, and that stuff, you're going to escalate the situation to where now they feel like you're a threat to them because you think they're a threat. So then it's going to escalate to violence. If you put metal detectors in schools, which at this point we kind of need them, but it sucks because then kids aren't going to school thinking, oh, I'm going to learn algebra today. It's I'm going to school and possibly there's going to be somebody with a gun that's going to get stopped at the metal detector and get shot up. Or I'm going to get shot up.
Yeah, you have to put a guy there with like some kind of weapon, like a beanbag shotgun or something to take someone down if they get found out.
Yeah, but then on the other hand,
they're not going to go quietly.
Everybody's complaining like, oh, because some people are saying there's 18 school shootings so far this year. There's 18 shootings in schools. So one kid killed himself, one gun accidentally went off, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of those was like a third grader went up to the school liaison officer and pulled the trigger on his gun and it went off. So not necessarily having trained professionals with guns in schools isn't necessarily, the best thing either.
How do you let a third grader get that close to you
Exactly.
to do that?
Not to mention it's, I've seen
there's a zipper or button or something with the handle completely covered.
It's just,
is he sleeping?
There's not one solution to the problem,
right?
But one side that is arguing against my side just wants to completely ignore one of the big solutions, which sucks.
What's the big solution?
Mental health screenings, better background checks, longer waiting periods, banning certain magazines, banning certain attachments, monitoring people more, improving the database. I mean, this kid was reported to the FBI. The shooter in Mandalay Bay was reported to the FBI. Most of these people have been reported somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me you can't figure this shit out before it happens?
So I agree with you. I don't know what I would do, to be honest. Like, one of my questions I was going to ask you on my notes was, what if you could pass a law tomorrow and it becomes inactive or activates on Monday? Like, what would it be? And you seem to be like, you want to just limit the ability, or at least, what's the word I'm looking for? Not limit the ability, but like harder. make it more difficult for people to obtain these weapons, these things that have the ability to like just eviscerate people.
So I said this in an argument with somebody. If you don't have the patience to go through, let's say, a 14-day waiting period to get your assault rifle and a background check and a mental health screening, you don't deserve a fucking gun.
That's a very good point. I don't disagree with that at all.
And it's just, it makes no sense to me.
Getting the itches like, you have a gun, man.
Oh my God. It's not like we're going to go and take away everyone's gun. Another thing is, it's like, they're going to take our guns away. If you're going to go shoot up a school, goddamn right, I'm going to take your guns away. If you're a normal person, like, I'm not going to go take, like, if I was in charge, I'm not going to go take my dad's guns away. Yeah. If you want to go buy another one, I'd be like, hey, go through this test. Make sure you're not a psychopath.
Yeah, if you're willing to comply, then you should have nothing to worry about.
Exactly. And it's the same. It's funny because it's the same exact people who are always like, they should have just listened to the police. They wouldn't have got shot. They should have just complied with the rules, and it would have been okay. Well, then just comply with the rules, and you'll be fine. You have nothing to worry about. If you're not going to kill anybody, you have nothing to worry about.
The police thing, I think, is a little skewed, though, because all the police, like, they like to say that there's no police brutality, but there is. And it's not something that just started. It's something we're just now seeing. They didn't have cameras back in the 50s. And even when the civil rights shit ended in the 60s to 70s, it's not like they stopped being mean to black people.
Well, I guess black people can drink at the same fountain. We might as well stop beating the shit out of them.
Yeah, it happened up until now.
It still
is, but it's just now we're seeing it. Plus, because everyone's got a camera.
Yeah, now
and they have cameras now on their body mounts or whatever they have.
Which
don't they?
Well, some places. It's not. I don't think it's federally regulated yet, which it should be.
I think it's going there, isn't it? It's gonna go there.
I mean, a lot of local departments require it now because they don't want to get their asses sued.
Yeah. Oh no, shit. But I think the only reason you'd block it would be. I was going to say too expensive, but wouldn't the government?
It's all federal. They want to federally
fund it. Yeah. So then what they have to fucking lose? I think they're like, put body mount cameras on now. Why would you even say no then if it's not costing you?
Yeah, and if it goes back to, if you have nothing to hide, what are you afraid of?
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. The whole it's hard to rely on the police. It's scary to walk into fucking schools now. And awesome segue. I'm proud of myself. And you can't even have a good fucking Star Wars movie. I didn't like it. Did you?
I loved it.
Fucking okay.
Here's why I liked it.
Yeah, please.
Okay. First of all, I don't think it's nearly the best Star Wars movie. It's probably fourth best, maybe.
Okay.
Obviously, the original trilogy is better, just because of nostalgia purposes. If you look at actual filmmaking, plot, and all that stuff, it's probably better than the original trilogy.
They say that Empire Strikes Back is still the best out of all of them.
I mean, yeah, but everybody's saying that because of nostalgia.
Okay.
I mean, but they went in a direction that I think just kind of shook up the franchise. It kind of, because everyone complained, Episode 7 is too much like A New Hope. It's the same plot. Okay. So they took that and they shook everything up. Spoiler alert, by the way.
It's been out. If it's over,
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet.
What's my rule? I said like 3. I usually say 3 months for movies. It's not quite there, but fuck them.
There was, so I gave it, I think I gave it like in my, Facebook review, I gave it like a 7.5, I think.
Okay.
Which is a good, I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
It's not phenomenal,
yeah.
but I think they could have cut out the whole casino part. That part dragged on. It was really boring.
No shit.
But like, and I didn't like Benicio del Toro's character.
Really? I
like the plot
too,
with him, but I didn't like the way he was presented, or I don't know if it was the way he acted or if the way they told him to do it. But I didn't like it too much. But then the whole thing with like the jumping to light speed part and tearing that ship apart, probably one of the best moments in cinematic history.
I did like that a lot.
Like the silence, space, the way it was filmed, slow, like how slow it was, but you felt the speed. It was amazing. And then just the whole like Rey finding out that she's nobody part. It's amazing. They tease that Kylo's going to kind of turn, and he turns, and then he turns back.
Yeah,
it was really awesome. The whole movie was just kind of like, we're going to throw you for as many fucking loops as we can, which is cool. Like, it wasn't predictable. It wasn't, except for the casino scene, it wasn't boring. It had a good plot. They surprised the hell out of me that Princess Leia is still alive. How are they going to wrap that up?
They're not going to have her in 9. That's what I read.
Yeah, but what is going to happen between the movies? Are they going to be like, she had a heart attack? Or the whole thing with Luke at the end, where he wasn't even there.
Yeah,
the way they expanded what the Force is was really cool. Which they took it in a better direction than episodes 1 through 3. They kind of went back to the roots of what the Force is instead of like, hey, it's just you gotta be born with it. Yeah, which was dumb.
I really liked, my favorite part of the movie was besides the Force jump, the light speed jumping. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
When it went dead quiet, you can hear people go, "Oh!" in the theater, and then another section laughed at the people that did that. My favorite part of all was when Yoda was talking.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
It was like a mixture of CGI and puppetry. I really liked that. But I think my favorite line he said was, "You taught them everything. You did."
Nejla.
Hey, Nejla. You taught her everything except the greatest teacher of all, which is failure. And the actual line's way more eloquent than I can.
And then he's like,
than I can put.
He basically says all students advance past their master, which is like the whole problem that the Jedi had throughout all the movies, is that they always were trying to contain their students, and that's like the Jedi must die thing. And Yoda burning down the temple was like, it's perfect.
I thought it was a little much. Plus, she saved the books anyway, didn't she?
No.
At the end, she threw something in her backpack and it's a cluster of books. I'm pretty sure.
I might have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's the only movie. That's the only movie I've ever gone to see by myself in a theater.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw Revenge of the Sith by myself.
Really?
I was supposed to go with a group of friends. They bailed, or they probably just went without me. And I just said, "Fuck it, I'm already here. Can't find him. I'm gonna go over by myself."
Yeah, I just went.
Oh well.
It came out, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna go by myself, just see the movie, go home. That'll be the end of it. And I went, and I thought it was really good. Did you watch Kevin Smith's review of it?
No.
He cried while reviewing it.
Oh, really?
He's talking about the Yoda
talking
scene
by himself, or was he?
By himself to the webcam, live.
Oh wow!
But he's talking about the Yoda scene, because Kevin Smith's a big baby in a good way. He just loves Star Wars. He's like, and then Yoda came, and I was just like, and he started getting all choked up. I'm like, dude, I didn't cry, but that scene was I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, it's Yoda. We haven't seen him in several movies
his death is in Return, but he appears in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
he's not in 7 at all.
He appears in 1, 2, 3. He's not. I mean, it's not Yoda.
They
ruined
the
Yoda.
CG,
the puppet, not to mention, but I mean, classic Yoda.
Old.
and kind of senile, where he's like poking fun at Luke, and and like stealing his, mine, my food, or whatever it says.
When he was doing the jumping and the flipping against Dooku, I remember I was like 12, and I remember rolling my eyes in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Even back then, I wasn't a jaded, fucking cynical piece of shit. I'm not. I don't think I am now, but I am more than I was before. That's okay. You grow up and you realize
The world sucks.
the world does suck, but then you have Star Wars, and then even then, when fucking 5 comes out, I'm just like, I was also the only person that got sad when Jango Fett got killed, because the whole theater started applauding. I went, no, because he was the coolest guy ever.
He was cool,
Yeah.
and they should have expanded more. Like the whole first 3. I get in debates with this all the time with people. The first 3 movies were so narrow,
Mm-hmm.
but yet so gigantic in what they were doing. Like the whole political thing was huge, like way too much for those movies. But then like all the action and the small character details were just like nothing.
You know that George Lucas based the entire political thing on the Bush administration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the theme, like the themology was kind of Hitler and
Yeah.
which episode, I know it's not recent, but episode 7, the dude from Harry Potter and Black Mirror, I can't think of his name, or redhead guy who's like the leader of the first order.
Yeah, Hux. Yeah, he's fuck, what's his name?
That
Harry
guy
Potter.
is phenomenal.
The
I
actor?
love that guy.
Yeah, he's in The Revenant, and he's an amazing actor. In
Like
that
the
movie too.
scene where he gives like the Hitler speech, amazing. Just he's just a great actor. Like
Yeah.
everyone in those new movies is great.
Hall Gleason.
Another thing I didn't like about episode 8 was the Rose character was like really rushed.
Yeah.
Like she's all of a sudden like, I love you. And it's like, we
Yeah.
have known each other for like 10 minutes.
No, everybody in the theater kind of went, looked
Like,
at
I
each other
mean,
like,
if-
come on.
And I saw some people contemplating like, oh, it's not like I love you, but it's like you're my hero, and I love you as not like I'm in love with you,
Mhm.
but it's still like it just felt really wrong, and it was like,
Yeah.
you guys have barely known each other.
She's
She's
like
a cool character
15.
besides that,
Yeah.
and like the thing with her sister in the beginning, I thought that scene was really cool.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe they killed like a young adult on the screen too, in the beginning too.
Right in the beginning.
Jesus.
But like that's, I think those movies, the new ones especially, are really good at setting up the struggle that they're against, like
Mm-hmm.
this small group of people against this huge force of not Imperials in this case, but the First Order. I think that scene did a really good job of that too.
Mhm.
Like, hey, we have like 5 bombers against this giant fucking space cruiser. We're screwed, but we're gonna try anyway. Like,
Yeah. Well, they had no other choice
Yeah.
but to try. Yeah.
so I just love those movies. I just love Star Wars.
Oh no.
even
me too.
even like everyone's always like, well, you hate the first 3. No, I don't hate the first 3. I think they're bad Star Wars movies, but
Yeah.
I still like. I mean, I'll still watch them because they're Star Wars and I love it.
Dude, the first episode is the entire pod racing scene. Is
I
like one
will
of my
say
favorite
this,
things
yeah,
ever.
pod racing is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Like, do you ever play the N64 game?
Hell yeah, dude!
Fuck yeah.
I went back and played that like last year. I played a little bit.
Yes. Did you ever unlock the last guy? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, if you take a right turn too hard on one of the stages, you'll just fall, and for some reason, all the characters just pass you. I've never looked up on how to beat it, but I've unlocked every other character except him. I came in first on every race.
Which guy? What's he look like? It's not Sebulba, is it?
It's not. No, I beat him.
Is it
That's
the
what
weird
sucks
like
about-
guy who looks like the Pokemon that hardens into a shell? I'm not good at
Metapod?
Pokemon. Yeah, Metapod. There's one that kind of looks like a fat version of him.
It might be. Let me. Pod Racer. Can't believe I'm doing this. Pod Racer game. Can't win. I bet you'll be miles of boards. Can we talk for a minute? Can we talk for a minute about how Star Wars pod racing was absolutely horrible?
Hey, whoever wrote that article, go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. Yeah, no shit. Well, maybe we don't have to talk about this, or maybe that. Yeah, I'll have to do it after the podcast because I do want to show it to you because it's one of the final courses. And I finished it, and I think all you have to do is finish it. Or you have to place in third or better to advance, I
Mhm.
think.
I think that was it.
And I remember doing all of them. I got every race. Oh, there was like the training circuit, the champion circuit, and then the final one, and then the final race and the final level was Sebulba. And then he had the flames come out of his pod racer. You used to be able to hit R1. It was or R, like the bumper, and it would shoot the flames. And then I remember there's a thing called the Invitational. It was these four really challenging courses, and I could not get the last guy. Because no matter how you turned, if you fell off the edge of something, you'd go underneath another track, and they would just speed past you.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Yeah. Like I couldn't.
You know, it was another good, it technically wasn't racing, but another good N64 Star Wars game with counter racing in it, Shadows of the Empire. Did you ever play that one where he played as Dash Rendar?
Yeah.
That game was fucking great.
Did you ever finish it on the higher difficulties?
No, not
the
higher
ones?
difficulties.
So
I never really went back and played it, and honestly, I was kind of young when.
Yeah.
You know?
I managed to beat it on easy and normal. If you beat it on easy, it shows you blowing up the skyhook, but then it just rolls the credits. In normal, it shows you make it out, and then there's a cutscene where you're like, "Oh, that was pretty fun."
Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a space battle after the fight with what's that big dude's name? Like Zirnok or something? Zizor.
I don't know if that's it or not, but I think, yeah. And you, oh my god, remember how challenging the fight with Boba Fett was?
That was ridiculous.
Oh, and if you like used all your jetpack fuel and went outside the cage, there were items outside the battle arena that you could use. Like, there's tons of little shit that they're like, yeah, we know you're going out here.
Yeah.
It's not like games today. Like, I don't know what kind of games you play today, but like
a lot of stuff.
They'll never make shit like that again. Yeah, but you don't play The Witcher.
No, I haven't played The Witcher.
That game's awesome.
It's just one of those games I just never got around playing it. I'm very opinionated about video games. Some people don't like my opinions. Here's one.
Okay.
I like. I don't know if there's any posters of it here.
Yep. These are not my.
I think Skyrim is a completely overrated game.
What are your points to that?
Oblivion is better. So is Morrowind. It probably was. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But like people who are like, this is the fucking best game ever. The story wasn't that great. It was kind of generic. Like, oh, it's a civil war, and you got to pick which side you're gonna.
Well, you know that's a side quest. The main quest is you have to kill the dragon.
Which is I think the thing that bothered me the most about it is I hate when you just like happen to be somebody in a game where it's like, okay, I made my character. Oh, I just happen to be a Dragonborn. I just found out now. Oh, cool. It's like that's the thing I like about Fallout. You're just like a normal dude.
Keep going. I'm just gonna put this in silent.
Okay.
Because I'm sick of it going on.
Like Fallout, you're just a normal dude. I think the first remake or reboot, whatever, of Tomb Raider did a really good job of like, you don't shoot guns or know how to do any of this stuff. You start off like really bad at everything. You're like, oh my god, people are dying. It's just horrible. And like your character actually evolves instead of just starting out as the ultimate badass. Like,
yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree with you partially. I mean, I have the ability to look past shit like that. And I'm sure you do too, but like,
I do.
It was just too glaring to you, maybe. Like just
when I was playing it, it didn't stand out like that. I mean, I noticed it, but I wasn't like, oh. But then it was like seeing everybody be like, oh, this is the best game ever. It's like it's not.
It's not the best game ever, but
people
like
say that.
Well, I think that people say that is just because of the amount of freedom and just. At the time, there were a lot of choices, and it was just the non-linear way you could attack things. And even if you wanted to, you didn't have to play any of the game. You could just walk around and chop things.
I mean, you can do that in Fallout too, but
that's true.
And I think Fallout does it better.
Okay, like story-wise.
Story-wise, I think the one thing I don't like Fallout compared to the Elder Scrolls series is I think that they give you a wide tool set to use as far as weaponry goes, but they limit you on what is actually usable. So, like, if you want to make a melee character, you're fucked. Like, I tried doing that in New Vegas once. I was like, I'm going to make a character. I'm going to name it Chuck Norris. I'm going to make him look like Chuck Norris. This is when Chuck Norris jokes were cool.
Sure.
I'm going to run around and just level up all my strength and, melee perks and everything. And it was like, I'm getting sniped what am I going to, I can't, by the time I run up the stairs and get to this guy, I'm going to be dead.
Mhm.
So you have to have a gun, and it's kind of
Yeah.
pointless. In the Elder Scrolls series, you can cast spells and do all that kind of stuff. I don't like the way they do spell casting very much, but at least it's an option.
Yeah.
And so is art. The one thing I loved in Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls in general, and a couple other games, I love bow and arrows in games.
Oh, really?
They're the cool. Oh, I love it.
So I've heard different, like, of how different the Oblivion, how different the bows were in Oblivion versus Skyrim. I played Oblivion when it first came out, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But like, after I got done with Oblivion, I played Skyrim, and I'm like, you know what? It'll be cool to go to Oblivion. No, it's not. It's really
Way
tough to
different.
play, and like, it's really tough to like get back into it. But I was talking with Charlie the other day, and he was talking about the arrow drop. There's
Mhm.
like a hard arrow drop in Oblivion, but in Skyrim, there's barely any.
Yeah, I think they went the opposite way on the Elder Scrolls series that they went on the Fallout. So Elder Scrolls from Oblivion to Skyrim, I think, got easier, but from Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 4 got harder because they removed VATS freezing time in Fallout
Yeah.
4. They made enemies way too bullet spongy. Guns didn't do as much damage. It was harder just all around. What do you play on? Do you play on?
Well, I played
PC?
Fallout. I played Fallout and Skyrim on my Xbox One,
Okay.
and I have a Xbox One, a PS4, PS3, and a 360. Nigel was asking
I
if
have
we
not.
played Monster Hunter.
I don't have a
with it.
PlayStation.
No,
It
and
looks interesting though.
I played a Monster Hunter a few years ago on the 3DS, and I didn't like it because it's just I didn't.
Apparently,
like
the
it.
new one is way more open for people who aren't like I've seen.
Oh, really?
Like I said before we started, I watched Giant Bomb a lot,
Yeah.
and only one person on their staff is into Monster Hunter, but they're all into the new one because
Okay.
it's like it. From what I've watched of it, it pretty much looks like Japanese kind of anime-ish Dark Souls,
Okay, that's good. I love Dark Souls.
but more open. Like it's not as linear as a Dark Souls type game.
Okay.
It
Have
looks
you,
pretty cool.
have you ever played Dark Souls?
I've not actually played any Dark Souls. I played Lords of the Fallen because it was free
Yeah,
on Xbox for
yep.
a while. It's just basically Dark Souls, which that game was fun.
It's Dark Souls without the fear. Dark Souls, you can die in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
no
well, you
matter
can
what.
in Lords of the Fallen too.
I played a bit of Lords of the Fallen.
It's just
I
not as
have
like.
it.
It's not as. I don't know. I don't know how. I've never played any of the Dark Souls. I've watched some stuff of them.
Mhm.
I don't know how broken it is. Lords of the Fallen's a little broken in some spots. Which-
one's a little clunky.
Back to what I was going to say before when we were talking about, but basically Bethesda games.
Mm-hmm.
They better not make another one for at least 3 years.
Of either one,
Either one,
really.
because they need to fucking redo their engine.
Oh well, yeah, they made Fallout 4 off of the 360 engine.
Yeah, and it's been broken since, I mean, a long time. But it's like past. They're trying to push that thing to the point where it's breaking way too
Mhm.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Like even playing, it's to the point where on at least Xbox and PC, there's a Ryan.
Richie said, "Which one of you has the skill cape?" It was me.
I do not have any skill cape. The closest skill cape I am to getting on my character I play recently, which I haven't played in a couple of weeks, I think is
Months for
woodcutting.
me. Oh, I got woodcutting to like 76,
Yeah, I'm
and,
at
then
like
I, and,
I
then
think I'm
I,
at like 70 something.
and then I did something else. But that was the first thing I did. That was the only thing I did. And then I sat in the G and I 99 fletching.
Oh
My
yeah,
first skill cape. Yeah.
Fletching.
How did you forget that, Richie?
Damn it, Richie.
And then
I'm not going to dream about you anymore.
Nejla says, "I've never played the old ones, but it's pretty great. More for your own."
Yeah,
It would-
that's what I've heard.
It would be kind of. So you play on PC?
Yeah, I'm also playing everything on PC.
Okay. I think it would be kind of cool if not saying you have to go out and buy one, but if like we got a bunch of people together and then we all slayed monsters.
Oh yeah,
If it's
they
as
do
cool
have,
as they say it is.
yeah, they do have like co-op
But-
stuff. I don't know
yeah.
how many people are. I heard the co-op stuff is kind of a mess though.
Oh,
Just as far as grouping up, like I guess it's kind of like oh, I'm going to start a party, and it's going to give me a unique party ID that everyone else has to punch in, and it's just like a bunch of numbers. It's just some kind of like
that's how it was on the 3DS, but that was in 2015.
But also, they made games for Nintendo, and Nintendo really sucks at online stuff, so that might be why.
Yeah, she said it's a little busted. So
yeah,
I mean, it just came out.
I don't think it's broken to the point where it's like in game. I think it's just like in the menu stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like. Oh.
The Dark Souls co-op is a lot of fun. You, depending on which covenant you're with, which is like a faction, you can summon help, and your friends will like see it in their world, and they'll join you. They are not penalized if they die. You're not penalized if they die. However, whatever you take with you, whenever you kill something, you take that back into your world, and that's yours to keep, and you automatically level up with that. You also get these rewards for your covenant, and depending on like what the requirement is, you can cash that in for either weapons or treasures or stuff like that. And Dark Souls 1 is probably if you ever want to start playing it, dude, it's a commitment, but it feels so good when you actually like kill something, or like every kill.
Well, that's how Lords of the Fallen was like, oh, if
you get surrounded,
killed this boss.
Yeah.
It was more like it wasn't like multiple, like a lot of enemies. It's just like hard single enemies for the most part. There were a couple times we got ganged up on, but the worst is like you fight through and then you die and you lose. You know, in Dark Souls is souls, but this is just experience, and it's just sitting there and you can see it. But it's like I have to go through 30 more people to get back and get this.
Yep.
And I wasn't even going where I was supposed to be going. I was like on a side thing, just goofing around. Like I got like 5 levels worth of shit over there.
Yep. And then if you die on the way to it, you lose that.
Yeah.
It's really rough. There have been times where I used to do Twitch quite a bit, and then you can't find your.
Oh, does it? Okay. Yeah. Servers drop a lot.
Yeah.
That sucks.
There's a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I've seen everybody going off about that.
Yeah. I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. Yep.
Have you seen anything about the game SOS? I think it's on PC right now. It's early access.
Sounds familiar.
It's kind of like
an indie game or something.
Not really. It's in early access, but it's basically like the show Survivor, but you kill each other. So I guess it's like set up like a TV show, and it's like 16 people, and you can like talk to each other and stuff, and you start off in different parts of the island. And you can like form alliances and then betray each other. And so it's like really, did you ever play The Division?
No, but one of my friends was always talking about, so I know it pretty well.
So did you know what the Dark Zone was? Where you go in and you...
Is it where you can, the loot's better, but you can get killed?
You can get killed, yeah. But it's also like,
players.
You have to put the loot, you can't take the loot out with you. You have to put it on a helicopter and it gets taken out.
Oh, yep.
So you could like, you'd find other people and you'd be like, hey, I won't kill you, you won't kill me. Let's just get to this drop together and defend against NPCs, and we can turn on them and kill them. And then you get marked as like a rogue agent, and everyone comes after you and stuff. But it's kind of like that meets like PUBG, kind of. Which
I've not played that yet. I was supposed to buy it a couple weeks ago, and I never got around to it. It's not that I don't have any money. I've
been playing PUBG. I mean, I don't play it like every day. I was playing it every day for a while, but I kind of hop on every couple weeks now. But when I've been playing it since like last March, I think.
Oh yeah,
it's so when it was in like when it was super broken,
when it wasn't even complete yet. Yeah. You play Fortnite. Everybody at work plays Fortnite.
So I don't really like Fortnite.
That's fine. I don't play it.
It's not bad. It's just too. I don't want to say too fast paced, but it's just not.
It's really. It's really goofy though, isn't it?
It's goofy,
like,
which I have no problem
with. Childish, but like
cartoony,
yeah.
Which I have no problem. Like I love Overwatch, and Overwatch is kind of cartoony, but it's just more like it just seems so much like I don't like the pacing of it. I guess like PUBG, you start, you find weapons, you kind of sneak around, and then in Fortnite, it's like I found a weapon. Oh, this guy also found a weapon. He shot me from 500 feet away and then built a base around himself and then shot me from his base. It's like, that was not fun.
Yeah.
PUBG, I have multiple chicken dinners in PUBG. I've won a lot.
That means you win. Yeah, right.
It's called chicken dinner. For you who don't know, it's called the chicken dinner, and it's delicious. Fortnite, I've gotten like 5 minutes into each game, It's just
That's frustrating.
yeah.
And you have to sit there and watch the rest of it?
no. You just go back to the main menu and join a new lobby.
Train a new one. Okay. Fucking I'm not into those kind of games. Like I don't even know what genre that would fall into.
It's battle royale.
Just that's the new that's a genre.
That's basically a genre now.
Okay. Yeah, I personally like my multiplayer skill is gone. I used to be really good at Halo and Call of Duty, and then when
It's getting old, man.
oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna be 28 this
It's
year.
what is it, ocular degeneration or whatever?
Yeah,
Hand-eye
it's
coordinate.
it's there's a name for it. But I remember when they remastered Modern Warfare, and I'm like, oh my god, I had so much fun in it. I couldn't stay alive. I couldn't walk. It was so frustrating.
Yep.
I had to play hardcore, so like, well, at least I'm dying fairly.
even like a couple of years it gets like I played the World War II Call of Duty game for a little bit.
The new one?
I was okay at it.
The
Yeah.
new one? Yeah, I got that one.
But it was like I remember back in. I mean, it might also be that the game sucks now, not me. But the
Sure.
like I remember Black Ops 1. It was like I could get like 3 Huey helicopters in a game, which was like the high skill streak.
Mhm.
And now it's like, oh, I finally got a UAV. Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah, I can't get. I remember calling them chopper gunners and shit, and like having a great time with that. And I can't even get past. I can't even get up to 7.
Yeah,
I never got to 7 kills.
I think
in
it's
the new one.
partially because the new games suck, but it's also because we're getting old. It's
It's
half
a
and half.
50-50 mix, yeah. And fuck anybody who doubts my skill anyway.
Right.
No, I'm terrible. That's
But-
why I say like, oh, like single player games for the story. No, I suck and I can't play with you kids.
Exactly.
I'll admit it.
Damn kids these days. Like I don't like getting beat by 10-year-olds.
It's not as bad as it used to be. Like I haven't heard anything about my mom getting skull fucked lately. So
Really?
no,
On
it's
Xbox?
been a long time. I go both too. I could go Xbox and PlayStation. Like I bounce back and forth. So no, some kids have shaped up. There's a couple of screwballs in there.
Yeah, but when it's just like it's so like I'm not an easily offended person. Like that doesn't bother me. It's just fucking annoying.
Oh sure, yeah.
Like when
I
some
can't-
kid's like stupid N-word, blah 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 blah. It's like that doesn't like the word doesn't bother me, obviously, because
Sure.
I'm white as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's like just stop.
Yeah.
Why? Just stop saying
You're
dumb
not cool,
stuff.
man. You're not cool by saying that.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know that though, because 10, 15
Well, even
years
I've heard
ago,
adults like I hear adults on there saying like
Oh.
a black guy will talk. He'll be like, "Hey man, let's get to be," and you can tell, not to be racist. You can tell he's black because of his voice.
Yeah.
Ebonics is a thing. You
Yeah.
can tell different races based
Yeah.
on dialect and stuff.
Remember, you can say whatever you want. It's not me judging you. It might be
Well, I don't care about
people.
these people.
good.
I care about Angela, but
Oh no, Richie.
fuck Richie.
Oh, that's right. He didn't know who had the skill cape. Fuck Richie.
Yeah, Richie. Fuck you.
Fucking Richie.
I dreamed about you last night. You don't even care.
Oh, what?
You didn't see that on the.
I stay off
post?
the news feed. Remember?
I had a weird dream last night.
All right.
I'll explain the whole thing. If Richie's still watching, he'll know. Exactly what happened.
Najla is. She'll tell him.
So Nejla was involved. She wasn't in it. So we were. For some reason, I just randomly in my dreams I thought I'll just randomly be somewhere and something new will be happening. It's not like always a continuous story.
Yeah.
So I'm randomly in a car with Richie, and we're driving to his house. And in BJ's fantasy dreamland, apparently he lives across the street from Nejla. And so he's like, "Oh, I live right across, and I've been to Nejla's house, so I know where she lives." But
Mhm.
he's like, "Yeah, I live right across the street, so we'll go there." Blah blah blah. And we're driving through this like, it must be because I've been playing too much Fallout lately. It's just buildings that are like almost complete, but no doors or windows, but they're not damaged in either way, and they don't have roofs, but they're fully furnished on the inside.
Weird.
And I'm like, what is going on? And we finally see him on the roof. He's like, oh, it's my house up there. And there's like a
The only
small,
complete house.
yeah, the only complete house. And there's like a small driveway. And we go to pull in the driveway, and all of a sudden there's like this couple of old people, old man and old woman, come up and they're like all like this dude's got like yellow stains on his shirt. He just looks gross. And they start doing like a magic show in front of us, but it's one of those like fast change. You know, have you seen those ones where they like change really fast, like to throw
Yeah.
the curtain and then be in a different outfit?
Yeah.
And they do that, and I keep looking back and forth to them, and they're different every time I look at them. And me and Richie are just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And then they ended up being like normal-looking people, and then some other weird stuff happened. But
God damn.
I dreamed
Other
about you,
weird
Richie, and then I sucked his dick. But
Yeah.
no,
and then that was after I woke up.
yeah. And then I woke up, I was like,
Jesus.
baby, I had a weird dream about you.
No, I didn't see that on Facebook, but Nejla might have left. Oh no, she's right.
Fuck you,
This is delayed a little bit, by the way. So,
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, she may have heard that. We might still get the true reaction afterwards, but
By the way, I'd like to point out for anybody watching, I do have really bad posture, but I'm also extremely tall.
yeah,
So
it's tall.
I have to kind of hunch over.
That's fine, dude. Like, you don't have to be in the camera if you don't want to. Like,
Okay.
if I sat up, I'm barely in the camera. It would look weird though if I tilted it, so I'm just talking to nobody.
Yeah,
And then
I figured.
I figured.
But anyway,
Like
video
I
games.
every now and then I kind of just like lean in and
Yeah.
like, you don't have to sit up if you don't want
Relax.
to. Video games. Yeah, these posters in here, like the people at home can't see, but I've got way.
Over there's like a wall of hunks naked. Posters.
Yeah,
of
those are
dudes.
the Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah,
The Australian
I
Chippendales.
really do like your tranny wall over there, though. That's real nice.
That's still under development. I am gonna get. Wait, is Milo Yiannopoulos a tranny or is he just gay?
He is a gay piece of shit.
Okay, I was gonna get a poster of him, but
I mean, he might be.
we're
Look,
getting laugh reacts. So we must be doing something right.
yeah. Woo.
Dude, I was also gonna get one about girls who are into golf. I like golf, but I think it's hot when chicks like chicks who like golf.
Have you seen that? What's that app called? That
Oh, jeez.
18. What's that golf app? I see commercials for it all the time. Like 18.
Oh, I don't have cable. God
I see it
damn
on YouTube too. Anyway,
God damn it.
it's a pro golfer chick. She's so
Let me. It's a
So
golf
hot.
app.
yeah, it's like 18-1 or something, or 18 holes. I don't know. I've seen a lot of things called 18 holes, but I think there's an app called that too.
on Super Bad where he's like, you should subscribe to a new website this year, but make it like inconspicuous, like Perfect 10. They'll think it was bowling or something. Golf app. Okay, let's see if I can find it. 18 birdies.
18 birdies. That's it. What's the chick
That
from?
sounds like a strip club.
And then just search chick from 18 birdies, and you're welcome.
I'm gonna do golf 18 birdie spokeswoman.
Yes, Najla, I am tall. You got that part right.
Oh, this chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Paige Sporanic. It sounds like a problem you have with your back.
Oh man, Doctor
She is kind of
sporadic.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
I'm getting
that's
a
what I'm talking
I'm
about.
getting a sporanic right now
They wanted to ban her from I guess professional golfing
because she's too
because
hot.
she keeps wearing
They
really
can't.
short skirts.
They can't see it. Nope. Well,
Gotta check that out.
Yeah, yeah. Check
like
that
that?
hot image.
You like that?
Yeah, fucking. Well, yeah, her skirts are like. Well, wait, who is that really busty fucking tennis chick?
The
She
black
had, like
ones? The
no,
sisters?
this is a white.
A white.
Whatever.
It's one of them whites.
It's not the Serena sisters. It's these giant.
Mila Povovovich or whatever her name is.
Oh my god, I'm gonna Google.
She's not like
busty tennis
huge.
chick.
Oh, she's not busty.
No, the busty tennis chick. It's my fucking phone. I'm gonna say what I want. Busty tennis chick. She had like triple D's, and she just there's a this one right here.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
That looks painful.
This is what we're doing today.
It's talking about boobies.
It's a lot of porn,
Yeah.
but there's an actual tennis player that has really big boobs, and she had posted this massive article about getting breast reduction and everything.
Sin.
Yeah, I know, it's like slapping God in the face. I'm gonna fucking close that off. But
Just
yeah,
because they slap you in the face doesn't mean you slap God in the face.
there's one where she's like following through, and they're like mid fucking. She got like 4 sports bras on. And they're like mid, like up here, and like her body turns like when you. I don't know if you play tennis when you serve, your whole body has to
you
go at
kinda
it.
like-
So her tits are like over here.
I mean, hit the bracket and she misses, loses the championship.
Fault. I think fault means you try again, or is it? Do you just
Fault
lose
is-
a turn?
No, fault is when it hits the line, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, fucking no.
I don't remember.
It's just I've
I'm
played
not,
tennis.
I'm not a
but-
sportsman.
I like football and occasion. I used to really like baseball actually, but not
Baseball
anymore.
is. I like going to games. Baseball games.
I would
They're
rather
fun.
watch. I don't want to
Really?
go.
I just like the experience.
I had a bad Brewers experience. I sat. Our section was almost the only section in the sun, and it was like 95.
Okay, that part sucks.
They had a fucking ambulance on each level carting people out.
So
Like
hot.
on each one, yeah. I could see the lights because every now and then, like, the dad would be like, "Oh, someone just dropped over," and
There's another one.
unfortunately, my mom was having like a tough time. She had like chugging water the whole time. She's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna buy
don't kill people. Baseball games kill
Dude, baseball games are gonna fucking wipe people out. You ever see where pitchers throw their arms out?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Gross.
bad. Where they only got a certain amount of pitches on. God, they fall over,
Ugh.
and you hear the crowd go, "Ooh."
Ouch.
Yeah, but I'm not too into sports.
Yeah.
I'm not competitive, like at
Oh,
all.
I'm competitive, but I don't like sports culture more than I don't like sports.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, oh, your team won. Don't burn your city down, you piece of shit.
Oh, the
Or like
thing, yeah.
the thing that bothers me, and I know a lot of people get mad that it bothers me, is I hate when people say "we."
No, me too, dude. Fucking,
You're not on the team.
Thank you.
Unless you own, if you own stock in the team, if you live in the city of Green Bay,
Yeah.
congratulations, you can say "we."
Yep. Because you can own stock. You
If
can
you
own
just-
Packer stock.
Just because
yeah.
you wear their T-shirt doesn't mean you're on the team.
There's a female comedian that had an amazing bit about that because she doesn't like sports at all. but
Female
she's
comedians aren't funny.
a comedian. Whitney Cummings, you ever heard of her?
Oh yeah,
she's really funny. She is pretty too. It's either Whitney Cummings or Natasha Leggero. They look identical, and they're like, they will dress up in clothing like they are going to go out there and play, but they don't, and then they yell at the TV like they can hear them. Like the guys in the stripes can hear them yelling, but they don't, and they'll proceed to spend emotional energy on this game. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. I played basketball for 5 years.
Mhm.
My final year of being a 7th grader into 8th grade, one of the team guys who's like the best player on our team guys, we took second, I think, in some big tournament. Second, we all got silver medals. And I remember him throwing his, and he started crying. And I remember I finally had the courage, and I went up to him like, dude, this is pathetic.
Grow up.
Yeah, and he just went, "Ugh,"
Like,
and he shoved me, and I'm like,
as like stupid as that is, I can kind of get that because you're involved. But like, people who are at home like breaking their TV because their team are like,
that's funny.
that call was
That's fucking
bullshit, and
funny.
then throwing stuff. It's like, dude, you are an adult.
You ever go to high school games?
Stop.
Like,
oh god,
do you remember high school games?
Yeah.
Like back then.
I didn't play in high school.
Right,
played
no,
in
I
middle
didn't
school.
either.
But even
But-
in middle school, people's parents were yelling and stuff. We had
Yeah.
our assistant coach got ejected from like every game.
Assistant, not the head coach.
Not even the head
assistant.
coach, the assistant coach. I remember one time because I played football in middle school too, and I went to Faces.
Okay.
We went 3 years. I think it wasn't until the 3rd year. We never lost a game in 3 years.
That's awesome.
We only had one touchdown scored on us. I'm pretty sure the one time a touchdown was scored on us, like coaches were like crying, like freaking out and stuff. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
Just
and even as
stop.
a kid, you knew it was embarrassing.
Yeah. And it's like, jeez. And they took it way too seriously.
And looking back on it, you're realizing they should have been more
Yeah.
embarrassed. You should have been more embarrassed because of how bad that actually is. Jock cosplay? The fuck?
That's what it is. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I wasn't
Yeah.
getting that. That's absolutely true. Jock
like
cosplay.
It's dumb. And it's
Yeah.
I get like, you want to be a fan of a team. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm technically a fan of the Packers. I like watching the Packers play. I get into the game. Yeah, sometimes I won't yell like at the TV, but I'm like, yeah, good job.
Yeah, you'll
That's
cheer.
awesome.
But you're not
But it's
about
like-
to fucking smash something
Yeah,
because
or
they
it's
got
not-
scored on.
Yeah. And, or they win and I go burn down Fond du Lac or Green. I have to burn down Green Bay. That's
Drive
where they're
up to
from.
Green Bay, make
Drive
a
up to
day
Green
of
Bay
it.
to start shit
How
on
about the
fire.
Stumps of Mayhem?
Yeah.
I don't like it though when what was I gonna say? I had something. I just don't like. I don't fucking like it when the parents of the high school shit
Oh,
get
yeah.
bad. A couple of years ago, I went to a couple of Myra games. Probably shouldn't have used the actual name, but
Fuck Lamira.
I live here. I mean, I don't have any Lamira pride, but I don't want someone.
Don't worry, nobody does.
Don't. Hey, it's quiet here.
Nobody likes
Fond
Fond du Lac.
That's all I give a shit
Fond du Lac
about.
sucks. It's the most boring city in Wisconsin. Been rated. It's official.
My response to that is If I hear anybody say that, I'm just like, well, then get a hobby. But you have hobbies.
I do have hobbies.
You don't have
But
that.
okay. But it's the city itself is what's boring.
Sure.
Because unless you like, I mean, there's nothing to do. Unless you like going to bars, there's nothing to do. They push out any sort of culture.
Yeah, that is proven. That is fucking proven. They on the council, the board. I've heard this. They like don't fucking every time a business, like a new business, wants to come in, they're like, well, we didn't have them here in the good old days. Get out! You're not ruining us.
Local people only.
The fact that we even have like the Panera and the Panda.
Shocking.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we have McDonald's.
Panera. What? 3 of them?
I'm surprised we have one.
The Military Avenue one, it was one of the first ones ever built. Yeah.
I remember the one. I remember when they had that Ronald McDonald statue. In front.
Yes, and there's a tiny playground.
Yeah.
There's a small playground outside the other one too. I used to work in the East Johnson.
I've never worked at a fast food restaurant.
I think there's nothing wrong that you didn't, but I think that
I worked at a store once. So I've worked in retail.
Grocery.
No, I worked at Target for like 3 months.
I worked at Hot Topic for a year.
I hated it. I hate it. So I grew up working in like construction.
Okay.
And doing concrete and doing excavation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
As much as I hate that, I also hate retail.
If you had to choose between retail and construction, if you had to do one for a year, what would you do?
So construction sucks because it's so physically, like you're just burned out at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
But then retail is like, I'm so sick of people. People suck.
Mm-hmm.
Like people really suck.
Mm-hmm.
But like in construction stuff, you don't have to deal with that as much. And in retail, you don't have to deal with physical stuff as much. I mean, you still I had some sore feet at the end of the day.
Sure.
But I just pick neither. I don't want either.
Deathbed.
Just let me die. Just let me die, damn it.
Just put me out. Just drink a fucking cocktail and just goodbye, slip away.
Put me down.
I worked Hot Topic for a year, and I think the worst thing I saw, you think about people sucking, it's the manners or maybe just not giving a fuck. It's like, yeah, I don't want to come talk to you either, but it's in my job description. I have to ask how you're doing and ask if you need any help. I know you're uncomfortable.
I'm fine.
I'm sorry. The worst thing I ever saw was this woman came in with 2 girls, and one was 14, one was like 16. And they brought up each $100 worth of shit. And I've been in retail 22 years. Well, then you have way more patience than I do. I respect that. I respect it, but I couldn't do it myself. And this woman came in with her 2 daughters, and they each had like $100 worth of shit. And now there's a deal going on. It was like there was either we were in pre-hot cash or post-hot cash. And in pre, you have to push the hot cash and say, well, if you spend $50, you get $25 in hot cash. And I'm like, hey, if you get this, you get to get this later, but it's for our store. I think I sent them out with maybe total of $400 worth of shit. Because I kept saying, well, you're like $2 away from the discount again.
And they couldn't afford the electric bill, and they're dead now.
Probably thanks to me. It is probably thanks to me. And I felt terrible. And my fucking manager's like, you just blew sales out of the water for the month. Okay? And I'm just like, I didn't want to. I really didn't. But like that was the policy. Yeah. You go up to a certain point, and then if you can go past that, you can. But at some point, I'm just like, this is too much.
That's actually part I like about that kind of stuff.
Capitalism.
I hate capitalism. Fuck capitalism. I like selling though. Selling's fun. Like when I
is capitalism.
No, but I mean selling? The act of selling.
Okay.
But like even when I worked at Target, it wasn't my job. But I'd go and I'd be walking, past electronics bar, and I'd see somebody they're looking at TVs, and I would try to get them to buy the most expensive TV I could, just for fun.
Yeah.
And I usually would.
Yeah, it could.
I mean, I wasn't getting a reward for it.
Yeah, because
I worked in a call center for about 2 years.
Oh my god!
Doing political calls, fundraising. It was terrible.
Wait, so you were cold calling?
We were cold calling.
I could do that. I would do that too. Sure. I've done troubleshooting.
I did it for the Republicans though, while Obama was president.
Oh jeez. Are you sick of this darky?
Actually, while he was, that's literally what it was.
Sorry, everybody.
Got to the point. Yeah, I mean, look.
That's what they said back
then. They were saying, probably every other phone call I heard the N-word.
Sure.
I heard so many, to the point where I probably should have reported people to the FBI.
Oh my god! Oh, what?
Like people were like, I'm gonna kill Obama, and I was like,
Oh my god!
bye. I would just hang up on it.
Sorry. Oh well, got some laugh reacts. Everyone who just laugh reacted at that is going to hell and jail because, well, if Obama was still in office, you go to jail, but not so much
It's still
anymore.
against the law to threaten him. I'm not saying I'm saying that's what people are saying to me.
No, that is pretty bad.
And it's like, you can't say that, and B, you need help.
Yeah.
And these are the people who are like, don't take my guns away. It's like, no, we should.
Do you know the comedian Kyle Kinane? He's not a very popular name. He's actually the voice of Comedy Central.
Oh,
The
really?
guy who's like, up next, you're going to watch South Park for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. He started doing stand-up, and he's got a really, really funny anti-gun bit, but he does it from a pro-gun perspective. He was like, I have a gun in my house, like a box of condoms behind the PlayStation. You know, it's there so I don't have to use it. Can I use it? Can I use it, please? Please, can I use it? It's like, wait, but... and then Jim Jeffries also has that great stand-up.
The one about
stand-up,
the one about safety.
The safe. I keep my gun locked in the safe. Then there's no fucking protection.
Yeah, then it's pointless.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get it out.
As a gun supporter, like, I think that's really funny. Yeah. I think it's fucking phenomenal, and I love listening to it every time it comes up on Pandora.
And that's the thing. I'm not anti-gun.
Right.
I like guns.
Yeah.
Shooting guns is fun.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
It's very fun, and I'm even at the point where if you want to own certain guns, like an assault rifle, then just go through the steps that we want you to go through so that people are safe. It's not that fucking hard.
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely agree because it's and like you said before, like we both said before, if you have a problem with that, you don't get the fucking gun.
You don't get it.
No shit.
You don't have the patience to own something that can kill somebody.
Here's something I just thought of. I'm going to hell anyway.
We know you're going to hell.
Only if you believe in it. If you don't believe in it, I think it'll be okay.
Hell's where the fun's at.
I actually just read Dante's Inferno.
I don't believe in hell.
I think there's some people who just an interesting thing, and this has already been done before, but like hell is like a state of mind, and if you go there enough, you can get stuck. Like you can just stay there. Like if you're just constantly depressed and like you don't have the ability to think your way out of that mental state, that's could be a form of hell.
I also one time I'm an agnostic atheist. I don't believe in God, but I'm not saying that like agnostic. I don't believe in it. I don't know if there is or not because who the fuck am I? I was driving home when I worked at the call centers up in Oshkosh. I was driving home one time like it would suck if hell was just reliving the last like 20 seconds before you died. Like if I got in a car accident right now, just reliving driving down the road for eternity, just driving it in a straight line, that would be hell.
Sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
I think that is one.
It might be.
Woman kept seeing a hitchhiker, and it's called The Man by the Road, and she like kept driving from town to town. He was always there, and she calls up her mom finally and says, my daughter died like 2 years ago. And she finally picks the hitchhiker up, and they just drive off.
Twilight Zone is so good.
I fucking love the Twilight Zone. You ever watch it?
I watch all of it. One of my favorites. They're all my favorite, but one of my favorites is good. I can't ever remember the names of them.
Describe it, I'll tell you.
The one where the woman's in the hospital. She's like an actress or something, and and she's like, I went down to the morgue, and she was like, room for one more, miss, and I ran up here, and it happens every night and every night.
Oh.
And they finally release her, and she goes to the airport, and it's the same woman from the morgue as the flight attendant.
Oh, so
she's like, room for one more, miss.
She's dead the whole time?
No, she's like, room for one more, miss. She freaks out, runs back in the airport. Airplane takes off and blows up.
Oh, so she lives.
Yeah, so she lives, and the whole time she was like...
Not all of them ended badly.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, this one that my dad showed me, and my dad's like, I've seen my dad cry like 2 times in his life. He's a tough son of a bitch, but he like teared up during this episode where this guy went out for a raccoon hunting with his dog, and he drowns, but doesn't know he's dead. So he like swims onto shore, and his dog and him start walking back, and they see his wife. You haven't seen this one?
I think I remember that one.
It's this. They start making funeral preparations.
Oh yeah, it's like back in the day.
Yeah. It's in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
So he knows he's dead. And he starts walking down the road, and he meets this guy, and he goes, "Well, I want to take you to heaven."
And they try to get the dog.
He tries to go to hell first.
But he thinks it's heaven.
He thinks it's heaven, yeah, because they just.
But he's like, you got to get rid of the dog or whatever.
You can't have the dog.
Yeah.
So he says, if it's too good for me, if it's too good for the dog, it's too good for me. So he keeps walking. Then he meets an angel, and then the angel says the dog.
Gabriel, I think, is the.
It's either Gabriel or Peter or something.
Oh yeah,
I think it might have been Peter in the episode, but and then he's like, well, is my wife going to come? And he's like, yeah, your wife's coming shortly. And then as a kid, I was like, oh, that's sweet. But now it's just like
no, she's gonna die.
Yeah, she's going to like jump off of something. One of my favorites is 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. And it's a Christmas themed one. And it's this soldier wakes up in a closed room. And there's a ballerina, there's a clown, a cop, and something else. It might have been a guy dressed as Santa.
Something
and
like that.
They're there's all round edges, and there's this gong that rings every 5 minutes. And they all try to help each other out, and they hoist this guy over the edge, and he falls, and they show him fall, but he's a toy.
And they're in a toy box.
He was in a toy box,
That one's great.
Ah, God.
I love the one.
They're so
one
good.
Of my favorite. And by the way, Twilight Zone was super progressive for its time. Like, not even just in filmmaking, but like story-wise.
Oh,
like,
God, yeah.
But the one where the dude, or the guys went to like some planet in a spaceship, and the guy finds a race of tiny people, and he like enslaves them.
Yeah.
And then the guy leaves without him because he's like obsessed with this race of tiny people. So the guy's like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." Another guy, and he leaves, and all of a sudden a bigger race of people shows up and lands on it and steps on the guy and kills him.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
That's a Serve Man. Is that what that's called? That's one of the highest rated episodes.
I think it might be.
To Serve Man. There was one I heard where the entire episode took place in this woman's one-room house, and it was this little tiny robot like this tall.
Oh no, yeah, that's a different. That's a different one.
Kill, and she finally like picked it up and was screaming at it because she'd never seen it.
And it was a spaceship.
It was a spaceship
US
with NASA.
Navy,
in it.
NASA.
Yes. Oh my God.
She was a giant alien.
And she was an alien. Yes. God, there's so many fucking
so
good ones. Eye of the Beholder is a classic.
Where she's wrapped up and
she's beautiful, but everyone else is a pig person. It's like
she's the ugly one.
Yep, and it was like we have a man with you who is just as deformed as you,
and he's like a fucking
gorgeous, gorgeous beach guy. Yeah, and he's like, "Don't worry, miss, I'll watch over you." Dude, there's so many fucking good ones. I think Monsters Are Due on Maple Street also. That had Buster Keaton in it, who was one of the first
I love Buster Keaton. I just fell into a pit where I was watching Buster Keaton shit for like a couple hours like last week. Oh, so good.
What else is he in? It's not Duck Soup. I'm thinking of something else. He's in another
something.
thing.
The Goat or something. Is a good one? Like back then, I was watching. I was actually talking to my brothers a couple of weeks ago about Buster Keaton, and like the cool thing with him is A, he did all of his own stunts.
Yep.
And B, he was like the director of his own movies too. So his policy was like, if we don't get it right, we don't do it. If we don't get it right the first time. So like there's one where he had to jump between 2 buildings and he missed it and fell. So they rewrote the script so that his character fell. Because he was like, no, it's not authentic. Yeah, it's not authentic if I don't get in the right try. Or in the first try.
There was this one where I read IMDb while I watch movies to see all the behind the scenes shit.
Yeah, me too.
There's one where he dumps ice water on this woman and you see her go like this, and she like looks at Buster like she wants to hit him, and he didn't tell her that was going to happen. So the whole thing's authentic. And
I love
like
stuff like
1919, so it's like all real. Dude, I love.
Well, you've seen Django Unchained, right?
Yeah.
You know the scene where Leo cuts his hand open and bleeds?
That's completely
that was all non-scripted, and then he rubbed it in her face.
Fucked up. Yeah, where she goes, ah! That's all her reaction. The one that just happened, Hateful Eight. The part where
one I haven't seen yet.
Oh, there's not a big spoiler. When she is playing, there's a woman starts playing the guitar, and she's playing a beautiful song, and all of a sudden he goes, and when my brother finds out that I'm chained here, he'll come and he'll kill you all. Because her brother's like some leader of some famous gang. That's established way in the beginning. Someone picks up the guitar and says, that's enough of that shit. And he smashes it. And you see her go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And she looks off screen. And then it cuts to the next act.
Unscripted?
Apparently that guitar was over like 150 years old. And it was on rent from a museum.
Oh my God.
And they said that I want it in the movie, but we're going to replace it with a prop, and then you're going to smash it. but
She
was
didn't know that?
playing it, and she's the only one that didn't know it. He actually
That's great.
paid for it and then smashed the real one. He smashed the $150.
That's Tarantino, right?
Yes, Tarantino.
He's such a good. He's in my opinion, he's probably one of like the top 5 filmmakers of all time.
All time.
Yeah.
Who's number one?
I think I might say Scorsese. I think Scorsese is
That's a worthy. I say he's worthy to sit at top 5.
the way he foreshadows without you realize, unless you're looking for it. Like
Mhm.
in what was it, the movie The Departed?
Departed. I was thinking about that.
He
one
puts
today.
the X's over
Yeah,
the
everyone's gonna
characters,
die.
but like in the background stuff.
Mhm.
It's just so good. Tarantino is phenomenal too.
He
I love
stole
Tarantino.
he stole the X idea from Francis Ford Coppola, who did Godfather, and keep in every scene that someone's gonna die, either then or later, there's an orange in the scene, no matter what.
I mean, it's stolen,
Yeah.
but
Well,
Probably
it's not
dates back
stolen,
before
but
then,
oh
too.
sure, and then like that's not really stolen because like Francis Ford Coppola noticed the X thing and he knew it was from his oranges. He's like, well, Marty's such a great director. I love that he took my thing.
yeah,
They appreciate that. Greatest filmmaker of all time, Stanley Kubrick.
that is he's definitely up there.
Yeah. I have not seen all of his movies. The only movie I've never seen from him is Spartacus. I've never seen
Really?
that movie. Yep. I've seen everything else that he's done, including like some of his shorts that he made when he was just like 20.
I think the reason I like Scorsese and Tarantino like the most is because they don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Like they are gonna make the movie they want to make. And they don't care who they offend. They don't care who cares.
Yep.
Like Tarantino dropped the N-bomb like 200 some times in Django Unchained
Yeah.
because that's what it would have been like back then.
Yep.
And if people got offended, he's like, "This, I'm just making it real."
The fact that Leo even did it, the
He's a great actor.
the story behind it is that he couldn't do it at first. When it came time for him to say it, he just like, I can't.
Yeah,
And first, Tarantino went up to him and says, "Cut, what the hell's wrong with you?" He goes, "Just say it." He goes, "I said it in Reservoir Dogs. Now I need you to fucking do your job." And he wasn't like nice about it. He's like, "I'm paying you how many fucking $1 million?
yeah.
Do your fucking job." And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it one more time." Rolling, cut. And this time Jamie Foxx went up to him. He's like, "What's the problem, man?" And he's like, "I can't fucking do it." He's like, "Listen, you got our permission.
I
It's
represent black
fine.
people.
Do it. Let's roll." And then finally, he couldn't do it. So finally, now Sam Jackson went up to him. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Fucking can't say it." He says, "Hey, motherfucker, it's just Tuesday, all right?" Meaning this is another day for us.
Yeah.
So roll the damn
I
camera.
hear this word all the time.
Yeah. So he did it, and then Tarantino says, "Remember, if you don't do this as good as you can, as to the best of your abilities, they'll hate you for it.
yeah.
I'll hate you for it. Now roll the damn
The
camera."
thing is, I kind of understand where Leo would be coming from.
Oh,
'cause
sure.
That kind of thing can
He's a
ruin.
humanitarian too.
Well, plus,
so-
I mean, this just could ruin his career. That's like a lot of people, especially female actors, don't want to get naked on camera because they might not ever get cast in. Imagine if all of a sudden Leo, said drop the N bomb because I can't say it.
It's okay. You don't
and
have
then-
to say it.
And then he tried out for like a more family oriented movie. They'd never give it to him.
Sure. Oh yeah. Then they have every right not to, because it's like, you made this decision to go in this
Yeah.
movie.
So that's I can see where it kind of it narrows your career choices at that point.
Yeah. It was a ballsy move on his part, and he did it so well that like he got praise from several prominent black people
Yeah.
in the acting community for how well he portrayed it. Because like it's not him; he's
Yeah,
portraying
that's
a
the
character.
thing. That's the thing that always
Yeah.
bothers me. When especially, I will bash my own people here. Liberals are sometimes a bunch of pansies when it comes to film and TV shows.
They run Hollywood though.
Like the fact that everyone, I remember Game of Thrones, the scene where Sansa gets raped by Bolton.
Okay. I was going to say she's
Everyone
been
is
raped by a lot of
freaking
people.
out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they showed rape on HBO, which is a premium subscription that's not cable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, do you not know what a villain is? Villains do bad shit. And then heroes kill the villain and they win. They defeat the evil person.
Mm-hmm.
Ramsay Bolton is a piece of shit. They were establishing him as a piece of shit by making him do piece of shit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He raped someone because he's a villain. He's a bad guy. Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie is a bad guy. He's going to say the N-word. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to do bad guy stuff. Like, just people need to understand what storytelling is.
Yeah, it's
like,
just a fucking show.
Yeah.
It's gonna end next year.
you can't
so
just
deal with
it's
it.
like okay, we can't show rape to establish a villain. Now I can't show him killing someone to do that. We can't show him torturing Theon Greyjoy. We can't show all these things, so what are we supposed to do? Just go turn to the camera. Ramsay Bolton is a bad guy, that's why we're gonna fight him. Okay, sounds good.
Might as well cancel the whole fucking
Yeah,
show. Then.
exactly. You have to show bad shit to establish that the person is bad. Bottom line.
Sorry, I gotta take this. I'm sorry.
Cool.
We got any more comments?
No, somebody join
Huh?
Ben Klein. You could win Ben Klein's money.
Oh, how have I never thought of that? I hit him in the throat with a frisbee golf disc. That's my claim to fame with him. Sorry, bud.
Did you sue Ben Klein? You could have a lot of money if you sue him.
Ben Klein and Ben Stein. Dude, can you imagine if they came after me? That'd be quite the legal
Jesus
team. I need to lawyer up big time. I was actually going to mention Game of Thrones. Emilia Clarke and Lena Headey, however you say your
Yeah, I
name.
think it's Headey.
Cersei, they both signed contracts
not
after
come-
some things like they couldn't show their tits
Not be
anymore.
naked, yeah.
Although after the contract, I did notice Emilia Clarke was nude in one
But
scene.
it wasn't her.
It wasn't. Okay, fair.
Same with Lena Headey.
During the shame scene,
Yep,
yeah, that
was not
wasn't her.
Body double with a CGI.
God damn it! And then I remember they had
Which
a picture.
the thing is, it's like, okay, we're gonna put your face on someone else's naked body.
Yeah,
It's basically still you naked.
yeah, you're still represented as naked.
So
yeah.
what's the difference? You're still being shown, like, if I take a naked picture of myself and Photoshop a small penis, because I have a big one, on myself, it's not any less of a nude of me, even though it's not actually me.
Yeah,
It's still portrayed as me being
Yep.
naked. So it's going to impact me in whatever way, negative, positive, whatever.
I think the thing of it is, it's like, let's say that Emilia Clarke went to Disney and said, "I want to audition for this role."
Yeah,
like,
same thing. Same
no,
like I was
you're-
saying with Leo.
You were nude. No, I wasn't. Those aren't my tits. Oh, as long as you didn't show your actual
Yeah.
tits, let's hand her the mic.
Which I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know.
Because what it actually is kids are going to go, oh, wow, what's the cast of my new favorite Mickey Mouse
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
Oh, Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke naked. There she is naked, and it looks like it's actually her. And so it's just dumb.
Mom,
Just get
what
naked.
are those?
That's the
Just get naked, yeah.
Look, I don't agree a lot with a lot of things feminism says,
Mhm.
but we need to stop giving a shit about naked people. Who cares?
Hmm.
Show titties on TV. I don't care. Show dicks on TV. I don't fucking care.
Well, the thing of it is like you said, you don't believe in like heaven or hell.
Mhm.
You're an atheist, but like
Agnostic.
when it's in the Bible, when it says Adam and Eve sin, they became aware that they were
Yeah.
naked. Before that, the human body,
Was
male,
just-
female, naked,
is what it is.
It is a work of art.
Yeah.
It should be statuized
But-
and admired.
The thing I don't get is they're so afraid to show nudity on TV or in any sort of media. But I can go down to the YMCA, go in the locker room, and see anybody's junk I want. Or a little girl can go in and see a bunch of naked girls. So
Yeah.
what is the difference?
That's a tough
You're
one.
still seeing nudity. I mean, it's not a big
that's,
deal.
That's just like a rule that the FCC decided
Yeah, the
at,
FCC is
one point,
trash.
at one point.
I hate the FCC.
That's
Fuck 'em.
why I don't have cable. See, it's like staying off the news feed. I just
But
decided
the
not to have
FCC
cable.
regulates a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at neutrality.
No, I don't want to.
But
As long as they can do this, they can do whatever they want.
the thing I hate about like the FCC on cable is like it might seem hypocritical that I'm pushing for government regulations on some things and not others, but when it
Be
comes
open with your thoughts.
when it comes to like swearing on TV and on TV, just be a fucking parent. Be like, hey, you can't watch the show because it has swearing.
Yeah.
Why do we need to censor all of cable?
Because
when-
you're a shitty parent.
Yeah, and it's not like if the FCC changes the rules tomorrow and goes like, okay, so you can say fuck on TV now. It's not like Disney Channel. You're gonna be watching Girl Meets World or whatever the hell's on there now, and they're gonna be like, haha, fuck you, Corey Matthews. That's not gonna happen. It's the Disney Channel.
I loved it.
It'll be like Comedy Central, MTV,
yeah.
probably maybe Sci-Fi late night.
Sure.
A couple channels that have swearing.
They should show they should show nudity in sci-fi stuff, because it's like, I don't know if you're a Blade Runner fan or like any of those, like Altered Carbon. I haven't watched that yet, but it's Dick Central.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I hear. There's just dick everywhere. Good.
And that's
good.
I think part of that is the reason why online platforms are going to destroy cable soon.
Good. I hope they do.
Which is fine in some capacity. I'm fine with. I think it sucks for things like PBS, things that provide some sort of both education and entertainment to poor people who can't afford internet. But like, I can go on Netflix and watch. Let's say I watch a documentary on Netflix that for some reason has nudity in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just more real than something. I could watch the same thing on cable, and it's gonna be all blurred out and censored and just dumb. Like Naked and Afraid, the show Naked and Afraid.
I've seen it.
It's all blurred out. I don't get I'm not watching it to see titties and dicks, but it's like it's just not real.
See the realness.
It's just fake. It's supposed to be the show that's presented as such a real thing, but it's like
there's a barrier between you and the realness.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from the authenticity.
I agree. I think maybe in our lifetime we will see a change in it. Like, I bet you will start to see more nudity. They just announced they're going to do the first fully nude Walker on Walking Dead. Now that's a step, but it's dead. So like
it's dead.
Think of all the hoops they had to jump through and all the red tape they had to cut through.
It's probably fake. It's probably not makeup. It's probably like a silicone or something.
They'd never actually do it, but it's still representative.
Yeah,
it's still the genitals, and the fact that they're going to show it. They haven't said if it's going to be male or female, and they haven't said what it's going to be. But like, this is still a step in that direction.
I might be too little, too late though. I fell off The Walking Dead a long time ago.
Oh, I don't blame you.
It was when Carl was like in another coma or something. Not Carl. I'm sorry. Rick was in like another coma, and he was in a house with Carl. They were alone for some reason, and Carl was like, "I need to go outside and be a dumb kid and almost get killed again." And it's like, I can't. It's the same shit over and over, and it was like super boring. I think it was like season 4, maybe. Like, yeah, Rick was like, I don't know, he got bit or shot or something. I don't know. Plus, it took too long for them to get to where Carl's face got blown off, because I read that in the book.
He's missing an eye right now. Yeah. But did you hear what happened to him at the end of the last season?
What?
Spoilers, but he saved a couple people and brought them into like this protective bunker underneath the city. And he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" He goes, "No." And he rolled his sleeve up. He's got a bite mark. And Rick just starts passing out.
Doing his Rick thing, like,
oh. Starts going like this, like, oh. But no, I'll admit, like, ever since Negan showed up and bashed those two dudes in, that was really cool. But like, I've seen every episode, but like, he bashed the two dudes in, and after that, it's just like.
Did they get to the gay dude yet?
Huh?
Did they have that gay guy?
Yeah.
On the
his
four-wheeler?
boyfriend just died too. Four-wheeler.
Because I knew about that I read a lot of their comics up until the point where Glenn got killed. Actually,
no, I'm glad that, like, you know, I know a lot of people who don't read the comics, and the people who read the comics are just like they're out of it. They're done with it. Right? Yeah. They're just fed up with it.
So it was too slow.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's season 8, and they say they want to go to like season 20. I think that's a little stretch, but
is the other one still on? Fear the Walking Dead?
Fear, yeah. I was interested in that because I thought for sure they were going to show the origin of it. They fucking haven't. They started, the first Walker was some chick in a heroin house that just woke up and attacked one of the main characters, and then he got away and was like, "There's something going on."
It's like, I get what they're trying to do is like show a different set of people, a different area, you know, give a different perspective.
It's the start of the outbreak.
It just seemed like the same thing.
It's the start of the outbreak, and in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's like big deal.
Anyways, let's digress.
You know who does it right? Fallout. Yeah.
Oh,
every game, different story. They show things, different perspective, different location.
There was
always unique.
There was, like, I say that Fallout has 2 acts. You wake up. That's and you branch out and you figure out the ideas of each faction, or you don't and just straight up side with one. And then Act 2 is you carry out that plan, and then that's it. Epilogue is you exploring the rest of it. But it sucks that you kind of like can't go back. You have to like reform a character. Because if you like shoot down the Prywoodin,
Yeah.
whatever that ship is called, I can't
but it'll
pronounce
still
it.
kill.
Yeah, it's like that's a
Prywood.
huge thing that's gone now.
But usually you don't do that until you kind of made a decision.
Yeah, no, I
Like
tried to do
that's
all
like
four.
I sided
but
with the Institute.
the first time I did too.
First time I played through when it first came out, I sided with, I think Brotherhood.
Mm.
No, I think Brotherhood and Railroad, because you can mix and match
It
to
de-
a degree.
it
You can't
depends on their
mix with the
ideals.
Institute.
Yeah.
You can't mix Institute with the Brotherhood. They hate each other.
Yeah,
But, like, you can kind of
do
be friends.
Institute and Railroad because Railroad is a defender of the synths. Remember, they accept.
They're a
the synths.
liberator of the sense.
Yeah.
So
even from the
eventually,
Institute.
if you side with the Institute has you kill the leader of the Railroad. Because I just did that one.
Yeah. I remember going in there. They were all asleep, and I just heard. I shanked one of them, and then they all woke up. And I took my favorite gun on there was a Deliverer.
Oh, I love that gun. I love that gun so much.
They
Actually,
do like 16 rounds in a single rounds of VATS.
Yeah.
It's popping
It's great.
heads.
plus it just looks cool. I wear
Yes.
so I've been playing a lot since I play on PC. I mean, you can do it on Xbox and kind of
Yeah, they have
PlayStation.
mods now.
PlayStation sucks for mods though,
I've heard.
unfortunately for Bethesda games because Sony. Okay, I'm well known that I'm not a fan of PlayStation, but Sony's policy on a lot of things are just really dumb. Like for Bethesda games, for the mods, they have a rule where you're not allowed to use any out of the game resources. So like if somebody makes a mod for Xbox and PC that adds a character, well, they can't do that on PlayStation because they can't add the mesh of that character and all that stuff into the game. You have to use existing stuff that's on the disc for the mods, which is just dumb. Like half of the fun of mods is adding cool shit to the game.
Oh yeah.
But I've been playing a lot with mods on PC, and I care more about looking cool than I do about
Fashionscape.
Yeah. So what I did to balance myself out is I took, I made my own little mod. It's not that hard. You just edit some values for stuff. They have a program for it. And I took the tuxedo and I gave it like actual armor capabilities. And I took the Deliverer and gave it
So
better
you're
damage.
Bond.
So I'm basically James Bond.
Yeah,
And I look like me. So it's pretty cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, I never really messed with the mods myself. I mean, I did some texture mods on the Xbox One. Worked pretty well. The best one I wanted, though, and I saw it all over the fucking internet, and I installed it, but it didn't work, was the John Cena mod.
Oh, God.
He shows up as the mysterious stranger.
Oh, my God.
And when he
that's
knocks
great.
somebody out, it plays the... It never... He showed up, but then he just stood there and stares.
Yeah, but that's part of Bethesda games being really broken, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like there's one of the mods is the unofficial patch for Fallout that tries to fix a ton of the problems that Bethesda just ignored. There's one that replaces all of the textures in the game with 4K res textures that makes the game use less video RAM than the default textures.
Really?
It's like that's how inefficient Bethesda is with their texturing. It's just like these guys are really good at making games, but they don't take the time to fucking fix their shit.
Yeah.
And I was playing I've been having this problem. It might be from a mod, it might just be the game being the game. But I'll go to talk to somebody and like middle of talking to them, my character will just turn around and face away from them. It's like what the fuck?
Just like real life.
Yeah.
As much as I do want to keep talking about video games, I have one last topic that I want to try. We got 20
How long do
minutes
these
left.
things okay.
I just do it for 2 hours. I used to do it for 3 or more, but I took a vote and everybody was like 2 is shorter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine, that's fine.
Should have like an after hours or extra hours thing. Like cut it off at some point and then throw the extra shit up at just keep going.
So I really hate Jews, you guys. And oh shit, I've left
Oh, we're
it
still
in.
alive?
Oh. Ben Klein. I'm just kidding. He's probably not watching anymore.
Because he's a piece of shit.
I
I don't even know who he is.
How's your throat, bitch? You can get that if you want.
No, it's cool.
All right. One last thing I do want to talk about, and this is something I was going to talk about with ROMs, but I completely forgot, and it went to like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I wanted to talk to you and anybody really. A lot of people I know are like either in their lower to mid 20s. Some people are older. Got a couple of friends in their 30s. We're in the age right now of like, we're starting to notice, like, at least most of us are noticing some form of success in our life, like that we personally did. If you don't want to talk about this, you don't have to. But I think it would be cool just to talk about, like, I thought of this as I do with everything I think of in the shower.
Yeah.
I thought of this in the shower. And I'm like, when did you, it could be at any age, from born till now, when did you see something in your life that said, I'm not, it doesn't have to be money, doesn't have to be anything like that. When did you do something that yielded a success and you thought, I did that. I worked hard and I achieved that?
That's tough.
I know. I can give you an example. This is just something I've always told people. I had to do this in college once, and I told people, I said, straight up, everyone was like, when I got married or when I bought my first house. I'm like, well, 25, what have I got to show for it? And I said, I knew I was successful when I bought my first car that had air conditioning. I've owned 3 cars in my life.
Me too, actually.
Really?
Yep. I'm on my 3rd right now.
The first one was a 99 Stratus. It was $2,000. Did not have air conditioning. Heat barely worked too. I then bought I rode that around for a couple of years, bought a 2003 not a Mirage, Malibu, because I heard they were good for gas mileage. Did not have air conditioning, and then the heat broke on it too, so I was fucked. We can't do that in Wisconsin. It was in October, so I had to get a new car. And this new car I have, first car ever I've had with air conditioning. Every car I've owned, I've just driven with the windows down if I'm hot. And I was like, I think that's a thing. And everybody giggled when they were like, we're all having kids and shit. I'm like, fuck you, I got air conditioning, bitch. You don't know what that's like unless you've gone years without it. So
it all depends where you start is the thing people don't get.
Yeah.
Definitely getting a car with air conditioning is a very nice feeling.
I think so. I think it's,
I don't know. I mean, like, I could get all like personal and happy, I guess.
You don't have to talk about anything you want to.
No, it's not. I mean, like,
but
I'm not afraid to talk about stuff. I just usually don't do it because I don't talk to people. But I guess like just I don't know if I'd consider it like a success, but I guess it's kind of getting over a hurdle of like a year ago now, a year and a half. I don't know. It's been a while. Like going to the doctor and getting diagnosed with like anxiety and stuff like that kind of took a lot because I used to be one of those people that would see people with like, oh, I had a panic attack, and I'd be like, you fucking bitch. And like getting over that to myself, like, being able to not be so condescending about that kind of stuff, even to myself, was like, you know what? Good job. But even more than that, having fucking air conditioning in a car is a big deal.
No, I don't think that's more. I think that's on the same level because that's something that you battled internally, and you all of a sudden found out you were dealing with it, and you still overcame it. And you didn't have to come here today. I've met you once.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to come on my show.
Yeah. Like, hey, if you come on this podcast, you get free wine. Hold up the wine.
Well, I drank this one.
You get free wine or beer if you want, or soda or water,
and $1,000
and a cool G.
He also offered to give me a handy, but I said no.
We're done. Like you didn't have to come on here, and you still decided to. And I've met you once in person, one time.
Oh, maybe more.
I don't remember it.
I mean, yeah, neither do I.
Because Shane was like, "This is BJ." I remember, and like,
but there have been times in my life that I've been a big dick.
The first time I ever met you, you like got between me and Shane, and it was a joke. I knew you were joking around, but I looked up at you. Because you're really tall. I'm like, "What the fuck is this shit?" It's the first thing I ever said to you, and we were in a bar. I've never met you in person. You're just like,
Fuck's this guy?
And I'm like, just kidding. And then Shane introduced us, and I'm like, you asked me a long time ago to come on, and I always remembered it. And I have a list of people in here in order that they ask of who wants to come on. I'm like, you're up next, because unfortunately the last guy canceled on me.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
he
he couldn't make it, sadly, and I think he might be on next if I can get him to come on. But and then like you didn't have to come on here, and like you still did, and like in this day and age of like online communication and face-to-face communication is kind of done.
Yeah,
it's not as big, and people get like worried and like an anxiety over.
Well,
it.
I think not to interrupt, but I think part of that is nowadays, anytime you share your opinion about anything, you just get fucking blasted on the internet.
Yep.
No matter what your opinion is.
Yep. I've stopped doing it.
I try not to do that. Sometimes somebody has a really stupid opinion. I still blast them anyway. But it's like you just can't say anything anymore.
Nope. No, you can't, because it's where I think in a true sense we are paying dividends for. I don't like blaming our parents for this shit, but it's easy, and it's kind of partially true, because we were kids. But we're gonna say, don't give us participation trophies, Mom.
Because I saw a good post about it. It's like, we didn't want that. We never asked for participation trophies. We never asked for any of that shit. It was the parents going, "Well, my kid's special too."
Correct.
Because they live vicariously through us, and they couldn't handle their own failures in life, and they couldn't handle living our failures through us.
But as an adult, shouldn't we then take the leap away from that thought way of thinking and say
it's hard? Though.
It's very hard.
That's another.
If we have the strength to criticize, we should have the strength to pull away and be adults about this shit and look at tits on TV.
Yeah, and I think as a generation, as much as we get criticized, fucking millennials, which were the hardest working generation in American history as far as hours and low pay rates go and shit.
Yeah.
But it's the point where we're not at the point yet where we can fix the system, because we're not in charge yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. And that was another thing I was going to say about the success thing. I guess personally, because like I said, I grew up in a conservative household. Like getting over that cognitive dissonance of like not being able to change my own thoughts was kind of a big deal. I think that's a big deal for anybody. Like if you grow up a certain way, even if you're a liberal going to change into a conservative, like it's really hard to get rid of the thoughts that are ingrained in your head from birth. Same with like religion. I grew up in a religious household. Like I said, I went to Springs, I went to Faces. Like getting to the point, which I doubt he's watching, but help from my good buddy John that I used to work with at the call center, who was like,
do you know his name? What's his name?
John Pleer. He's not. I doubt he's watching.
Okay.
He's like 40 something. He has a kid and a life and stuff.
Well, shout out to that guy then.
Shout out to John, because he was like, I'd be like, oh, fucking Obama, blah 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 blah. He does this and this and this, and he'd be like, what are you talking about? Read this and tell me how anything you say is true. And I was like, oh, I'm wrong. Like to be able to accept that you're wrong about something is really hard, which is why I try not to like argue, like get too personal when I argue with people, is because like I know I'm making good points. I know I'm right because I'm me. But like people being able, like your brain doesn't want to, it's not like a thing with your personality. It's just brains. It's cognitive dissonance. Your brain does not want to be wrong. So no matter what facts you are presented on anything, you're going to be like, no. No matter how much it makes sense to you. Like I get in debates with my brothers all the time, and they're obviously conservatives, and they'll be like, that makes sense, but nah. It's like, well, exactly.
That's them accepting that you're right, but
they won't change.
But you have to understand, and like I'm not siding with them, but like people are entitled to their beliefs, even
true.
if you think they're wrong, because it's just a belief.
That's true.
Like there's a general belief that is accepted as right, like murder's wrong.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, that's an extreme example, but like to say like the whole, let's just take an easy one, the whole gun thing, like to convince somebody to just,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But even on like more proof, like climate change, they don't believe in climate change. And I'll be like,
I just saw you post that like right before you came over.
Oh, 97% of scientists agree. This guy with a picture of his pickup truck doesn't. Oh, this is right. Bullshit. No, they don't.
Holding the fish.
They don't believe in it. And I'll be like, I use this example with my brothers, or Yeah, my brother one time, who's kind of teetering, I think I'm getting him there. But I was like, if 97 out of 100 doctors told you had cancer, would you be like, no, I don't?
Second opinion.
I need a 103rd opinion on this one. No, you'd be like, I have fucking cancer. Well, 97 out of 100 scientists agree that we're fucking up the earth. What is the difference? It's the same thing as with guns. They'll be like, we have to ban fucking lawn darts. We have to ban this and that. But the minute you talk about guns, God, don't touch
I saw
it.
that one too that you posted. That we still have some. My dad or my grandma. So one of them has jarts.
I'm calling the cops.
Did fucking fine. Save my feet, please.
But it's like nobody wants to change, even if it's for the better. And that's the part, getting over
both
that
sides.
stuff.
Both sides. Yeah.
Both sides. I got an argument yesterday with somebody who's probably a liberal, who was trying to tell me that minorities can't be racist against white people. I was like, no, you can. It's not especially as common, and it's not as problematic because minorities generally are not in positions of power where they can make systemic oppression a thing like whites can. But if you're black and you think black people are better than white people, you're racist.
That's correct.
But they're like, well, in some academic circles, the definition of racism has changed. And it's like, that doesn't make it right.
No.
I can say the definition of murder is if I stab you, but if I shoot you, it's not. That doesn't make it right. I can't just shoot you.
Yeah, murder's murder.
Murder is murder. Racism is racism.
If
you are prejudiced against somebody and especially think your race is better than theirs, you're a racist.
Yeah.
Also, you're a piece of shit. Not just, I mean, that's kind of not true because everybody's a little racist. It's impossible not to be.
My friend once followed me around Walmart once with his phone playing his song. It goes, everyone's a little bit racist.
It is true.
It's true.
It's true because it goes back to just the way your brain works, where it's tribal things. It's kind of like, your brain just doesn't want to trust people that are different, even if it's not, if it's anything like, oh, you're from a different part of town. I don't know about you. Like, it's just from caveman times when somebody from a different tribe came over, your brain was like, watch out for that guy.
Yeah. And he's got a different mark.
He's got a different tattoo on the forehead. I mean, that's kind of the same thing with people who dress differently than you. People who, if you're not into cultures that have tattoos and stuff, somebody with tattoos and stretched ears and all that kind of stuff might make you go like, I don't know. It's just because they're different.
They still do to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you with your fucking giant tattoos all over your body.
Yeah.
And I have two, so.
I have two as well. They're tiny, tiny ones too.
But it's just, I mean, and that's just the way shit is. That's why we have groups of, that's why we have cliques or whatever you want to call them. It's because people try naturally to stay with their own group of people, which I'm not saying is the right thing. Like, don't not hang out with black people just because they're black. Like, be with people you like.
Be with people that
cool people. Just hang out with cool people.
Yeah, be with people that you want to be with.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And make sure that there's reasons other than the fact that you want to improve your social status.
Yeah, and you have to get, like, one of the hardest things as a human being is just getting over what your brain wants you to do. Like, your brain naturally will be more cautious about people that are different than you, which, is something you have to fight against. Your brain naturally is going to, like, sex drives are a thing. Like, your brain is just going to want fuck all the time. Fighting that is a hard urge.
Well, yeah.
Trust me.
Don't rape people.
I'm fucking all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Trust me. I'm experienced.
Trust me. I watch a lot of pornography. I know all about.
You got to send me that video that's got all the good ones in it.
Oh, yeah. Your list might be different than mine. Of your favorites.
I got them all sitting right here.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not clicking on it.
Oh, come on.
It's down here. No, it's...
Here, point the monitor towards the camera and let's watch.
Yeah, they can't see it. I could just... No, I'm not... Fuck. I mean,
Should I list some of my favorites?
Stars?
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't know how deep you want to get down this rabbit hole.
Well, I was going to use the last 20 minutes to talk about success. It's success that you've memorized 10 points to our names. I can name you
I don't think I can name 10.
All right.
Here are my favorites.
Okay.
And people might not like my answers. I like Riley Reid very much.
I was just thinking that, but I don't know what she looks like.
What?
Shush.
Janice Griffith.
You're going
super hot.
Go on.
Well, go ahead. Okay. Well, if you're going to Google them, go ahead. You don't know what Riley Reid looks like?
a lot of dudes tell me her name, and then I this chick,
Yeah.
she's got cupcakes. She's got no.
She's got cupcakes.
She's got no boobs. Forget her.
How
No,
dare you?
I'm a boob guy. Everybody knows that.
Here's what I am.
Right, Nesla?
Yeah, but she's got eyes. Watch some point of view
Pav.
fellatio videos of her,
Pav.
and she's looking at the camera like, I'm in love.
I'm in love with you.
Here's another thing. Everybody go to Walmart. But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Go
Walmart?
What's her name? Yeah, go to Walmart. I'm trying to think of another porn star, but go to Walmart, buy like I bought a VR headset you put your phone into for $8.
Yeah.
Never watch porn the same way.
Oh, jeez.
It's fucking great. Yeah, it's it's strapped on and it's like you were there. And, yeah.
For $8.
Yeah, it was an $8 headset.
What kind of phone do you have?
The Galaxy.
Does it have to be
S5.
compatible?
The one I got, no.
I have an iPhone.
Because it's literally just you clamp your phone in and it's got the two
oh, jeez.
glasses things and you just adjust to.
I might go there later. Not for that specific reason,
Okay.
but I might.
No, and it's like, it's weird though because you kind of get sucked into the world a little bit,
Sucked
and it's
into the
like
world.
you're watching, you get sucked. In,
You know what I'm saying?
But you're watching, you're just looking around, and you're like, oh man, that's a nice lamp over there.
Oh, wait, like
what's
if you-
behind me? Yeah,
if
if you
you
move,
do
that's what it
that-
is. It's you move around, it's point of view. It's like actual. They film it in 360.
Oh, well, now they are. They just started doing that, didn't they?
I mean, you have to
VR
find specific.
porn.
Yeah, it's VR porn.
Oh, gee.
So
And
you-
now if I did that on here, I could just use the arrow keys to move around.
yeah, but that's who
But
wants that. This is like you're there. And it's like I look down
there's another
and there
chick
she
to my
is.
right.
and I look over. I'm jerking off a dude, and I mean,
Another dude. A dude in each hand.
I got a dude in each hand. No, it's just cool. It's a cool thing. I know it probably sound like people are probably like, "Hey,
Fuck them. This is my podcast. They know what they got
fuck
into.
you." I'll talk about what I want. This is my
No
podcast
one,
now.
I don't think anybody said anything bad yet.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
So Ben Klein showed up and fucking.
No, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
I have no idea who he is.
He went to school with me, actually.
Oh.
One of the only WLA guys that. Oh, my one of my relatives there.
Sheer.
Yeah,
Oh, good. But let's talk about more porn while your relatives are here.
that's fine. He knows who I am, what I am. You're a cretin.
I hang down at the truck stop every night.
Lot
Yeah.
Riley
What's her
Reid.
name? Alex Lynx.
Alex Lick. Another
It's
one.
ALIX. LY and yeah.
Alex.
She wasn't in that video though.
Whoops, I spelled it Kinks.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, she's blonde.
She's actually extreme. She's got like two
More my
two college degrees.
Yay,
Like, she was
porn.
really smart. She was going to college. I saw this because it was I know this because it was in the beginning of a porn video. They're interviewing with her, but then I looked it up because it was actually real.
Oh, shit.
She was like in school, got like a degree in like biology or something. Like she's actually smart, and then she's like, porn is more
Yeah.
money, so I'm just gonna do
Oh,
porn.
hell yeah. Yeah. There's a couple of people that did that. I forget. What's her fucking name? Shay from Game of Thrones, who was Tyrion's lover, and then he found her in bed with Tywin and
Yeah,
shot him on the
I
toilet.
can't think of her name.
Her name's Shay, but she was a porn star in
Yeah.
like Denmark.
Romania or
Ro-
something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Here, I was going to show you. I'm not doing porn, but I do have 2 college degrees.
There you go.
Yeah,
I dropped out of college,
They're sitting on the fucking floor
What
where
are
they
they for?
belong. One's for applied science. They're both applied science, but one's for information technology network, and then one's for support.
You know what you should do? Apply that science. No, I dropped out. I dropped out of college.
That's fine. Everybody does.
After like a year, I
dropped out.
for a few reasons.
That's fine. I dropped out almost 3 times, so it took me only three times the charm with those.
I could go back and like do another probably like semester and get my degree, but
Oh, your credits are still good. I don't know how old you are.
I don't know how. I'm 25.
25. Everybody's 25.
25 is the word to say. I'm a quarter of a century old.
Oh, you know, it's funny because when I was saying that shit and freaking out, I'm like, I'm gonna die soon. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be 28.
Oh, you're old.
I've accepted my oldness. Yeah, I'm Gandalf. I've accepted my oldness, and everyone's like, oh, I'm a quarter of a century. Fuck you. roll around on the floor and have your little fucking panic attack.
That's how.
No offense, but you're gonna fucking panic. You're gonna die soon. Welcome to the club.
That's how I am with people who are
Cheers.
like. I'll be talking to somebody and be like, "I'm 20." I'm like, "Wait till you're my age."
Yeah. Wait till you find gray
But I've
hairs on
also
your
been-
balls.
I've also been working like construction since I was 12 years old, so I feel like I'm like 40 something. Like my back
Dude.
hurts all the time.
Dude, my
My knees
dad
hurt.
did construction just like you. He worked in a gas station for like 2 years. As soon as he turned 18, he did construction up till like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
He's 60. He's
Things are
retired.
falling down.
Dude, there's no camera over there.
It's a new rated R podcast.
There's no camera over there. But yeah, my dad, he can barely walk.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like
I don't know if that's where you're heading, but
because my dad owns a construction company. This is who I worked for most of my life.
okay.
But he'd always be like, "Oh, when I was your age, I would throw 2 of these panels up on each shoulder and carry them. We were only carrying 1." I'm like, "That's why you can barely walk now."
He's like, what?
I can't
Heels over to you. What? What the hell
the
was that?
walker. Well, let me take more aspirin.
I swear to God. Threatening to cane.
Damn kids these days. Oh, threw out my back again.
I threw out my back because I frowned.
Yeah.
Okay, this is more my speed. I'm digging this.
Alex Links, dude. Check.
They can't see it. Yeah,
Picture hotness in your mind.
di-
Oh, she's so good.
you know what? I'm gonna fucking save that picture because it's awesome.
It is awesome.
You got one more porn star.
I can't remember. Janice Griffith. It's Griffin or Griffith. I can't remember. She was in the.
That sounds.
She usually has like
familiar.
colored hair. She's got stretched
She's only
ears.
22. Oh wow, she doesn't look that young though. She looks kind of old. She's kind of like.
It's weird.
Oh,
I'm friends with somebody on Facebook who looks a lot like her.
oh, it looks like
It's not her,
Oh,
but yeah, it's weird. That's them
there's
together.
there is.
Now imagine her and there's I can't think of the other two's names.
That's a screenshot.
The other two are
Riley Reed. There's like 3 people in this one.
Maybe more.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
the intro to this one's really funny too. It's they're all working in an office and one walks into the boss's office and starts sucking his dick. And then she's like hiding under the table and the other one comes in like, "Oh, I have this report for you. But maybe I could blah blah blah." And like
got no
that's Janice
underwear.
Griffin. Yeah. And then Riley Reid comes in and she's like, because it's my last day of my internship, I blah blah blah, and they all end up in this dude's office and then they'll fuck. It's good
A
shit.
4-way?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
5 because 4 girls, 1 guy.
Jesus Christ.
It's like not old, but like middle-aged British dude.
Oh, no. I couldn't do
I love
that.
reading porn comments. The comments
Oh.
on Pornhub.
Have you seen where they really go off the rails and start? Have you seen the ones where they talk about Fallout?
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, does anyone know how to beat this boss in Fallout?"
Yeah, or okay, I know this isn't the place, but like I don't know how to string lights. That was
Yeah.
like the famous one. And then it's like, dude, no, you gotta run a wire. And he's like, I got you, fam.
Or be like, I've seen ones where it's like, somebody be like, does anyone have a really good recipe for casserole? Because I'm making one for my family tonight, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like, people are
And then
fucking
someone will
ridiculous.
actually post it too.
Yeah.
Someone will actually post the
And of course, if you watch a pornography with a black man, you're going to have a few comments that are like, the black men will rule the world. It's like, what the fuck?
with this dick,
With
yeah.
my giant dick, I'm going to, did you know that most penises and large penis pornography are fake? They're like
What?
slip on, like,
No.
yeah. I mean, not all of them, but there are quite a few where you're like, that's not right.
Like that shit. I've actually
Once
seen
you're
him
done
on
fapping head east to Diamond City.
I got another settlement that needs your help. Dude, I've actually seen that. Who is ready for Fallout 4? Fuck yeah. Oh hell yeah. I can't fucking wait.
Here's the weird thing about Fallout 4. So something I really like.
Fuck porn, I want Fallout.
One thing I really like when I'm playing video games is to like look up the cast and see who does all the voices and stuff. And to like meet most of the characters. And so I go to Google and I type in Fallout 4 cast. And you know how they have like, oh, you should check out these products on Google, like ads. One of them was at Walmart.com, a nude bust of a woman, like full human size, with like pulling her shirt up, and it's like I don't know if it's what it's made out of. I'm like,
Yeah.
Walmart selling and show titties and everything. I'm like, what the? How? I mean, cast.
Walmart.com though,
Yeah,
right?
it was on Walmart's website.
Yeah.
The official Walmart website. It sells some
Yeah.
with titties on it. And I'm like,
It's probably a statue, like Greek statue.
Yeah,
and shit.
no, it was like kind of like it was like a statue, but it was like modern, like a chick with blonde hair, and she's like, "Oh, flashing her titties." I'm like, I clicked on it to make sure it was real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I wasn't gonna
had
buy
to
it.
look.
It was like
I had to look.
$700.
Oh, fuck that.
But I wanted to make sure it was actually Walmart.com. Like,
Okay.
Because sometimes you'll get like, oh,
Did it
fucking Walmart.com.eu.left.
Did it have 2 L's in it?
No, it was actual Walmart.com. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
But-
awesome.
But it must have been like something because the word cast obviously has different
Okay.
meanings.
Yeah. Dude, I don't want to get too deep into this because we're just crossing over 2 hours, but
I'll keep. I mean, it's your show, but I'll keep going if you want.
I got some plans. I was actually supposed to be done in 9, but I don't care. I'm telling my buddy to wait. I was at work one day and I was joking around about
I thought you were gonna say I was jerking off.
jerking around in the break room, and I was telling my friend that some joke came up about needing. I wanted to be like have one of those old school newsy caps
Yeah.
and had the word press in it. And I was gonna like run up to people and start taking notes like Piper from Fallout, and, like just some jokey little thing. And he goes, "Oh, that would be funny." 2-3 days later, I'm on my laptop and I see newsy caps for sale. Here's the worst thing.
Spooky.
Here's the worst thing. My phone wasn't near me when I said that. I left it at my station. I was at the other end of the plant.
What?
How?
How? That is weird,
Dude.
The internet's fucked up.
Yeah, I think
But-
it must have been a coincidence. It had to have been. But like that's so specific.
As creepy as that stuff is,
Yeah.
people overreact about it. I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's fucking creepy
Yeah.
as hell.
It's
But it's like people are like, well, they're gonna fucking. It's like, no, they're just trying to sell you shit.
yeah.
That's the bottom line. It's all about money.
It's money. Yeah,
Everything's
it's
about money.
not. There's no like I don't know how far into the shit you go with
the
Alex Jones.
The New World Order.
Yeah, that
the lizard
shit.
people are not coming
The lizard-
after what kind of fucking porn you're watching.
Alex Jones, when he was covering
Hate
Spider,
that guy.
when I love him, he's so fucking funny. He's a joke. He's a parody of himself, dude. When he was covering Spider Goats at the pizzeria, and he was
But the
talking.
problem with him is, even if he is a parody, people
Yeah.
believe it. That's the thing I don't like.
You know, a lot of shit he says is true. Not the Spider Goats or like they got human reptilian
Oh,
in the thing. I don't know how far.
they're making the frogs gay.
the frog, the gay frog legs I'm eating in France. They like I don't know how deep into that you go, but like the whole like New World Order and how like they're gonna like turn us all into lizardanian people, and it's like no, they just
No,
want
they
you
just
to
want
buy
money.
shit. Yeah, it's
That's like,
not a big.
I get
big
these debates
deal.
with people all the time because like they're like, oh, this cult is doing this and this and this. It's like, okay, yes, this cult probably is real. What are they doing? They're just like those Bilderberg meetings they have over in Britain or whatever that Hillary Clinton and all them go to.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's real. It's a bunch of rich people that get together in a hotel room and they go, hey, how can we fuck over people and make a bunch more money? It's not like we're gonna fucking.
Where they drink the blood of infants. Do you
I mean,
hear
they
about
might
this
do
shit?
that. Who knows? Because I've seen some stuff where it's like they fucking raped a kid. Man, that probably happens. I mean, the church rapes kids all the time. I'm sure fucking George Bush's weird cult does too.
The
But-
Skull and Bones.
Yeah,
you know about
one.
that shit?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, my man.
I hear a lot of things.
But let's end with the best claim I've heard about that. New initiates, they have to lay in a glass coffin. You know about that? You
No.
lay in a glass coffin naked, and
I'm just
your
saying my head because it sounds fun.
superiors. No, it's not. You lay in a glass coffin
They
naked.
poop on you.
No, they jizz on you. I'm sure shitting is on there too, but like they were talking about that on Joe Rogan, and then they skip ahead like 20 minutes, and then they're talking about the heir to the Coke fortune. Have you seen what he looks like? He's
No.
this fat ginger, fucking curly-headed
Fat
ginger
people.
fuck, and and he's got these big red rimmed glasses, and he's like got a shirt that looks like it's from the fucking 90s. He says, Daddy said I could make these, and his wife is an 11 out of 10 smoking, but he's a trillionaire, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, and he was talking with Duncan Trussell. And he's like, that dude needs to fucking lay off the coke, not the cocaine, but the sugar. And he goes, he's been spending too much time in the cum coffin. Daddy, I want to stay in longer. Please, I'm not done. I'm almost there.
I'm gonna
Anyways.
finish.
I'm gonna finish when they're done finishing.
Do you
Anyways,
ever watch Game Grumps on YouTube?
Your glass coffin is on its way. This ginger. He's a ginger.
I think we got to address the real problem before we go, and that's fat gingers. Okay, they're the real problem in America.
Yeah, it's not guns. It's not mental illness or panic attacks. It's these fucking fat gingers, fucks that think they're running the world.
They're making the frogs gay.
They're making the frogs gay, eating gay frog legs, and you know.
I saw one. He was using the body and the head of an owl as a flashlight, jerk himself off. Liberals.
I think he is a liberal.
No, he's a super conservative.
No, he's not.
On his show. Who knows what he's like in real life?
He's like anti-Trump when he first started. He loves Trump, but he's anti. He was a liberal, but he's just entertaining.
I know. I keep saying the last thing, but did you ever see the one where he's like criticizing Hillary Clinton about opening the pickle jar?
No,
because she couldn't open a pickle jar in some video.
Oh,
he's like,
God.
Oh, stupid Hillary, this is how you open a pickle jar. And he's sitting there trying to open it, and he can't do it. He's like, oh, my hands are too sweaty.
I'm so sweaty from being angry. Everybody was ripping on Trump when he fucking was...
That was funny. Yeah, he's like...
He's old. He needs help.
No, I think the real reason people rip on him is because it just seems like such like he's a rich guy who doesn't understand even how to drink out of a bottle of water.
Sure. He's used to drinking
out of this gem encrusted chalice. Like that's the thing.
I'd love to have a gem encrusted chalice. Eat cereal out of it. Drink soda.
Conservatives always like complain about like, oh, you just hate rich people. It's like, yeah, I do. And it's not because they're successful. It's because they have no idea what the real world is. Like Donald Trump has never worked a fucking day in his life.
What about like Bill Gates? Bill Gates worked his way up, you know?
Bill Gates did.
Yeah, Bill Gates, the guy who made FUBU, and he's black.
This guy made FUBU.
You know that guy?
Damon, Damon Johns or something?
Yeah.
People who work from the ground up, but most rich people aren't that. Most rich people are like, I got a small loan of $1 million and fucking bought some property and rented it out. Oh, I'm so successful. No, and then they'll be like, oh man, middle class people need this. And it's like, dude, you've never been fucking middle class. You've never been poor. You don't know what any of this shit is like. Shut up. That's my opinion, man.
Well, as an upper class citizen, I want to tell you
that even applies to like
I'm upper class in here.
Yeah, I got class. It's just not in my wallet. I don't have class at all. No, it's just like it's just annoying. Like the whole, they just don't get it. None of them. Like on either side of the party, on either party or either side of the aisle. It's like rich Democrats are like, I don't know, let's just fucking give everyone money.
Yeah.
Which I consider myself a democratic socialist, but I don't think the only problem or solution is let's just throw money at poor people. I don't know. It's like, no, why don't we improve education, improve this? And
shit.
But they don't understand that because most of them have never they don't know what the actual problems are, and they've never been through those problems. So they don't give a fuck. They don't actually give a fuck.
I honestly think after safety and security, like protecting ourselves, I think education needs to be firstly addressed.
Which everyone's like, oh yeah, give the teachers guns. It's like, okay, let's wrap that into a package where we also give them more money for...
Yeah, give them a fucking book so the kids don't have to fucking come in. Have you seen... I don't have kids.
The list that
the list of shit.
Oh, bring Kleenex, bring this. And it's like...
When I was a kid, you brought a box of Kleenex.
And even that's
share.
Too much.
That's it. To share. Everything else was yours. You bought a set of paints, crayons, and a couple pencils. Mm-hmm. The books were usually there, and it was handed down from the next class over. And when it got shredded, they updated it. But now it's like, dude, it's a couple $100. And to just get a kid into fucking third grade.
Yeah, and it's like... And then they're like, "Oh, poor people have the same access to education as everyone else." It's like, no, because
fucking
and then they're like, "Oh, well, it's not that big of a deal if we don't, parents don't have to pay for food, blah blah blah." It's like, okay, do you understand when a kid goes through line at the cafeteria and has to go, "Hey, I'm poor, I can't pay for this. Here's my fucking red flag. I'll wave it around so you know that I'm getting the free lunch today." Mm-hmm. You know what that does to somebody? Yeah. It's so fucked up. And now it's the same thing with this. I don't want to keep going over time. I know. But
Okay.
this whole
We'll
thing of
finish
like
up after this.
the food box thing is so fucking offensive.
I just started hearing
It's
about
so
that.
fucking dumb. Like I saw this, I think I shared it. It's like, what about people with food allergies? What about people with medical needs? What about people with small kids? What about people with teenagers? What about people that are elderly? What about all these conditions that they're not fucking thinking about? And the other thing is, I see people like, well, no, they can't buy lobster and steak anymore. It's like, who the fuck cares if they did? They get a set amount of money every week. If they buy a lobster, that's cutting into the budget they have for the week.
That's their decision.
It's not a fucking credit card. They can't keep spending money. It's like, you get $100 this week, spend it on and they still can't buy whatever they want. They can't buy, especially in Wisconsin, they passed a law a year or two ago. It's like, you can't buy frozen vegetables that have certain other vegetables mixed in with it. Like, you can't buy frozen peas that has carrots in it. You can't buy baby formula that has probiotics in it. You can't buy fucking probiotics for your baby, which are good for them. And, you know, it's just fucking dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, just give the people the fucking money and whatever. If you want to make the rules more strict, do that. But sending them a box of food when you have no idea what their food needs are, you have no idea. And another thing is, what if it snows? What if the food box doesn't come to them in time?
It gets delayed and now it's all rotten.
Now they're fucked.
Like, you got your box, fuck off.
Yeah, how much is this going to cost? How much is it going to ruin local economies when all these people aren't going to the grocery store anymore?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be, and of course they're not going to research any of this. They're just going to be like, fucking roll out the box.
Yeah. Well,
it's absurd. It's just dumb.
I mean, it could get stopped. It could get blocked.
I don't think it's going to go through.
No, I don't either. Because like you said, I think if you're thinking about it and we're talking about it, I think everybody else is thinking and talking about it. And they'll fucking.
I think as much as I dislike the Republican Party, I don't like either party because both parties are extremely corrupt and not where they should be. Like Democrat, everyone's like, Democrats are so liberal. It's like, no, they're fucking middle line.
Yeah.
Like, our
They're close to middle,
our right,
to the left. Yeah.
Our left wing is like other countries' right wing. Like, our liberals are so conservative compared to other modern countries. But both parties suck. But I think, even though I don't like the Republicans especially, I think there's enough smart people in that party at least that are gonna be like, this is fucked, and they're not gonna let it happen.
Yeah, they'll block.
Which is, I mean, it's not enough to have like 4 smart people in Congress. Which is the problem. Like, everyone complains about it. Everybody on both sides are like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. Fucking get rid of these people on both sides. Get fucking clean house. Put normal people. We keep electing billionaires who don't know what the fuck they're doing, who don't know anything about what it's like to live in any circumstance, like besides being fucking rich. And we're like, why don't they understand the problems? Why aren't they fixing it for me? I'm poor. But the fucking guy who's in charge of Trump's tax plan is like, you're going to save $1,000 a year on taxes. You could like go on a couple vacations a year for that, or buy like a new car for your family. It's like, you can't do shit nowadays with $1,000.
Yeah,
like anything meaningful.
Yeah,
and like, what is it, like 80% of? That might be the wrong number, but most people in America don't have a spare $500 for emergencies. I don't. I know fucking I don't. I don't have $500 sitting in my bank account in case I get hit by a car. Most people don't.
I don't have 500, but there's something there.
But imagine tomorrow.
No, I agree.
Like, something happens and you need $1,000. You don't fucking have $1,000. I don't have $1,000.
I need.
Who does?
I need to beg a couple of friends to help.
Yeah.
And then add it to my own funds.
And then it's just you end up owing money. And then they're like, why do people pull themselves up from their bootstraps? How are you supposed to do that? You got to go to a bank and get a loan, and then they can charge you fucking 3,000,000% interest, and you're never going to be able to pay it back. And by the time you do, you're in more debt because you had to get a credit card to help pay your bills while you're paying off your loan.
I did that.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I did that, but I'm steadily paying it off. When I was in transition from jobs, I'll admit I'm in a shit ton of debt because I I shouldn't say I wasn't raised, but I just never really grew up with a responsibility for money. Like, I mean, not like I was fucking not a rich kid. We were pretty poor, but like, it just kind of never came up that like, hey, you have to save your money and do this and this and that. So like, I kind of ended up getting on a bad track. But I inherit my great uncle died, and he used to own all the fucking pool tables in Fond du Lac, all the bars and shit. So he had a shit ton of money. He left him like $7,500.
when he died, and I like didn't even know the guy. I ended up spending that all on like rent. Like I just kept taking it out of the bank, and like it goes back to the argument: how the fuck is anybody supposed to save money when nobody gets paid that much anymore? Like prices keep going up, pay keeps staying the same, minimum wage isn't going up, and then people are like, well, let's fucking get a job that's not McDonald's. They're still working. Who fucking cares? You shouldn't be able to work 60 hours a week on 2 different jobs and still not be able to afford a fucking apartment.
I think the government finally figured it out that after years and years and years, they pulled some 60-year-old grandma in there. You want to see shit get done?
Damn right. Let's put some fucking grandma.
I thought he meant bring a 60-year-old woman in here and have something happen and get done.
She can get shit done, you know what I'm saying?
My dad's going to be 60 this year. We might as well ask him. He's a good-looking fella. But I think the government finally did figure out, like, what to do to finally milk everybody dry and keep them on the grid and do it. Hey, I think Jesus will watch over us. So
that's the bottom line.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
I was going to open the podcast with that. I was going to say, hey, I just wanted to say, Florida, thoughts and prayers. I obviously, like, yeah, you should feel bad.
Yeah,
but, like,
I mean, okay.
Saying that is fucked up because
there's no reason
doing
to
it for
say
attention.
It. There's no reason
on
to say
social
it.
media. There's no say. There's nothing. It's like if you. I was thinking about this the other day. It's like they did a donation thing for the hurricane victims because that was super widespread.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I was gonna be like, yeah, if you find a donation thing for the victims of Florida, they're not gonna fucking do that. I was stupid for even thinking that.
Yeah. Well, the
funerals are expensive.
The need for social. I don't even know the word for it. Just getting things out on social media. Like maybe you've done this, so no offense. But like when people go online and be like, "Oh my God, my fucking grandma died," it's like, what does it? Or like, "I love my dad so much. Happy Father's Day." You're not friends with your dad on Facebook. Why are you typing this when he's never going to see it? Like I've done.
What's your only motive? It's the only motivation
is to get attention.
My grandpa passed, and I remember I was like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" Nothing. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I took pictures at the funeral, and that was it. Him. He was cremated.
Hey, grandpa.
No, he was cremated.
I mean,
so it's like,
it's one thing because I got a bunch of shit months and months ago. I posted something about people seeking attention when it comes to things like depression and anxiety on social media, and people are like, "Well, some people are calling out for help." I'm like, that's not who I'm talking about. Like if your grandma dies and you're fucking depressed and you're like, "Oh, my grandma dies, I need somebody to talk to" on social media, that's one thing. But when you're just like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna jump off the fucking bridge unless someone fucking says that they love me and that I'm beautiful."
Yeah,
it's like, you're fucking
there's no reason
Stop.
for me to be here. I used to. This isn't like along the same lines. It's the same line, but not in the same realm. I had a friend that would not go out to the bars with me unless I could at least get 2 girls to come with us, no matter what.
Yeah.
And then one time I didn't, and I was like, "Dude, I'm gonna go out. You can come out." And he's like, "I'm not going out." I'd show up and he'd be there, and then I find out that it was because there was a girl there that he liked. And he was talking to her, and then finally she left with somebody else. And he's like, "Well, there's no fucking reason for me to stay here." And every now and then I'd feel bad for him because I'm like, man, he can't even enjoy the fact that like he's just out. And finally one day I snapped and I was like, "You're with your fucking dude friends. Is that not enough? Fuck you." And that's the last thing I ever said.
I snapped on Xbox a couple months ago.
Sorry.
We were playing PUBG.
Yeah.
Cody might be watching this. Cody is my friend.
Cody.
Pinto. He went to North Island.
Oh, okay.
I worked with him at the concrete place. But we were playing PUBG, and it was me, his friend, and then his friend's uncle. We're playing as a 4-man group. Mm-hmm. His friend wasn't playing. It was his uncle, him, and then a friend of mine, just through Xbox. Not anybody I actually know. And they fucking the kid like hit him with the kid that was a friend of mine, hit him with a pan and like damaged him. Was like, "Oh, I was just fucking around." And it was like a joke. I mean, everybody jokes around every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But like the kid's uncle or the friend's uncle got like fucking really, really like pissed off. And I just fucking snapped on him like, "Dude, fucking grow up. Stop being such a fucking bitch. Like, I just yelled at him. He fucking left, and I've never talked to him since.
Nice.
But
That's always great when you can get
It's
someone
like-
to leave the party.
I don't know, man. People just need to chill out. And everybody else is fine after that. Like, everybody say, yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. And just, it's kind of a good way to weed out. It's a good way to weed out people who are never going to, like, admit they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because, what's the kid's name? I think Jason was the kid who started the whole thing. He was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And I was like, Cody's like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. But it's like, see, those are the people I want to play with.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, everybody's going to argue when you play video games together.
Mhm.
It's just going to happen. But then if somebody is like willing to fucking freak out and leave and never come back, I don't want to fucking be around them.
Yeah, you don't need that shit. And that's a good thing to just have in life. Just have people that admit their faults and that want to be better, but can also hit you with a pan.
Exactly.
I think we should call it there
Yeah.
because we're 25 minutes over.
Fuck fat gingers, hit people with a pan, and
And look
That's
up Riley Reed.
yeah, look at
Wait.
and Alex Lynx.
Who's the one that I really liked?
Alex
Was it
Lynx.
Alex Lynx? Just let me make sure because I'm gonna. Well, I
As much
saved the picture.
I will say this, I don't know what keep sending it, but I'm more of a whole package kind of guy. Like everyone's like butts or boobs. It's like,
Nope, tits only.
I like everything, man. Like if they, but I mean not like it has to be everything, but it's like if they got good titties, I'll look at the titties while I'm doing my business. If they got good collarbones, I'm cool with that.
Good clavicles.
Yeah, good clavicles, good arms. You know, if they look like they're on fucking roids and could lift a car, I'm just. You know what I'm saying?
I'm into that. Alex, everybody just look up Alex Lynx and thank me later. And
Yeah,
BJ
thank me later.
And hey, thank you for coming on to
Thank
this. I
you
really
for having
fucking
me on.
appreciate it.
I'll come
man.
on, Ice. You can have me back.
Dude,
I'll be back tomorrow.
let's tomorrow.
Another
I don't know if it's
$1,000.
with my- Yeah, I'm gonna run out of money. I just said I don't have $500 to save in case something bad happens and I'm handing out grands to
Yep.
guests. No, but for real, you do get to drink wine and beer and shit and do all kinds of cool shit on here. And never be afraid to talk out loud about your feelings because this is what we do. I've met you once in person, and this is the second time I've ever talked to
And now
you.
I'm sharing my fapping habits on your podcast.
Totally fine.
I masturbate to Alex Lynx.
We're looking up porn stars here. This is what you get to do on here. Guys and girls, come on the podcast sometime. Anything else you want to say? Shout out anybody or any. Are you selling Advocare? Do you want to push your product?
I'm actually a Plexus dealer. I'm just kidding.
They said Lexus deal.
Here's another thing. Stop falling for fucking pyramid schemes. How about that?
No, it's
Good job.
entertaining. It weeds out the weak.
Oh my god. Some of them are legit. Like some where it's like, I forget what they're called. So there's
Amway.
a couple good ones I've seen, but then it's like another. Like I see people like, everybody pay me $50 and I'll show you how to do this. It's like no,
I know you want my fucking money.
because then they're paying $25 of that to the person that got them, and then it just keeps going.
It's
up the
called
fucking ladder.
downline. Go watch the episode called Mac and Dennis buy a timeshare
Yes.
because that's the best one. That's in my opinion, is the best episode because it's the pyramid scheme one, and they all go on the
No, it's a
downline.
reverse. It's a what is it? A reverse
It's
funnel
not
or
a pyramid.
something?
It's a reverse funnel system.
Yeah.
Turn it upside
Turn it
down.
down.
Oh
damn
shit! Yeah.
Oh,
Got anything else you want to say?
Um,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
stop shooting fucking kids at school
Yeah, don't shoot kids anymore, please.
or anybody. Stop shooting people.
It gives us stuff to talk about, but I'd rather not talk
Yeah,
about it.
I'd rather be able to go back to making fun of people dying than have to actually be fucked. Usually, I'm like I used to be like fucking posting jokes, but like 9/11 jokes are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But like it's to the point nowadays where it's like I don't even find jokes about stuff funny. It's just like just stop
Yeah.
fucking doing this shit.
Just sighing.
Just stop.
Yeah. I had something I forgot. It was like a final thing. Don't let the ginger out of the cum coffin.
Yeah, those fat fucking gingers with the beady eyes.
Oh,
You know they're reptilians.
translucent skin,
Yeah,
and
you
they're
see them shifting their scales under their skin.
and they have gay pet frogs.
They have no souls. They turn all frogs gay. They're part of the Illuminati. You can stop us whenever. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Alex Jones told me that one
I
time
don't want to stop because you might have gold.
I don't have any gold. I'm poor.
Oh Jesus!
They kill dogs, gingers, not just the Illuminati, just gingers in general. And Rob Shear killed a dog once.
I don't think he did. Maybe he did.
He killed it. He hung it from a tree and then beat it with a baseball bat full of nails, rusty nails. Kind of gross.
Just like on that Green Day cover. Trey Cool has one.
Green Day used to be good.
Now I'm going to turn this off because we're going to have an argument. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.